Hello. Welcome to Smokesteve's International Pub. How we doing, everybody? Happy New Year, George. Last Dance. Aphid Lip. Great to see you guys. We are live. And there's a new addition behind me. Mr. Cosmo Kramer. Courtesy of a good buddy of mine. We'll be setting him up in the background in a more permanent location, but yeah, good spot for it. Big fan of Seinfeld myself. I know everybody isn't, but many are from my generation. David Edwards, how are you, buddy? Hey, Alan, how you doing? Happy New Year to you, my friend. Got a little margarita here. Threw a little rum on top to strengthen it a little. Ooh, that is nice. Little gift somebody gave us. Bottle of homemade margarita. Pretty cool gift. Yeah, welcome. Welcome to the pub, y'all. Get this thing adjusted. Yeah, it was a good New Year's here. We had a fun night. Hi, Last Dance. Hey. Beat wishes to you, my brother. Best wishes. Yes, that's life, but not as we know it. With his original account. Back in the saddle. Good to see you, man. I didn't feel too rough today. A little hungover in the morning, but nothing that a few pints of cold water can't fix. Wasn't too bad. Hope all of you guys had a good night last night. Didn't go out here. We had Sammy Cat come down. Yo, what up, Derek? Double D. Good to see you, man. And we had some drinks and we had some food and we stayed up till 1:45 or so, and it was fun. It was a good night. We hung out together from 11 to 12 or 12:30. Prior to that, I kind of did my own thing down here in the man cave. Eventually, the area behind me will have more stuff. But there's Kramer. Ooh, that's tasty. Just straight up oranges, man. Unbelievable. So citrusy. Delicious. Hopefully you guys had a good New Year celebration. Hey, Storm the Pitbull, what's up, bro? I don't know if anyone does anything anymore. You know, people go out. Sure, I'd put up a picture of Hayden in a second. Why not? Speaking of which, thanks for bringing it up. That's life. To Bulnaki. The movie came out very, very entertaining. I was entertained, I think, more by this one than the first one. The first movie was deep, heavy, made you think. The second one, also heavy, but obviously a bit more erratic, a little spastic, and I liked that about it. It was, yeah. Hi, Sammy. It was fun. It was a spastic, crazy movie. Remember the sitting like this and a little bit of special effects, and whoop, the kid was like, it was a little better than that, but yeah, it was pretty tripped out, man. I thought it was cool. I'm wondering how the feature film is going to be, and there's also another one coming out, Lips. That's the short length movie, and it's an interesting concept. Daz, the shadowy character named Daz. We had a Daz on here before. I think it might have been him. I don't know. There was a Daz with a series of numbers after his name. I always wondered if that was Daz Lawrence. Likely was, but very creative feller. I have a feeling that him and Hayden go way back. I think when Hayden has a friend, he probably keeps him, for a long time or life. Like, he's got his bro Richie Allen, and they I assume that's how he is with all of his close friends. Maybe even Graham. I'm sure Graham is in there too. So we'll get those fellas back on Thursday. Hayden's promised it a few times. And that is a fun show. You guys probably feel the same as me. He doesn't have to come on and work. If he wants to come on and talk about making movies, and good enough for me, man. I just like listening to him. I think him and Graham put on a good production. No, man, he's totally exciting. Not a bummer at all. Yeah, what I was saying is he doesn't have to talk about, he can talk about whatever he wants. Just, it's all good. Hi, Topple. Good to see you, man. Thank you for calling me out on my ridiculously stupid tweet about the pub earlier. No start time. Obviously, I'm a little out of practice, and I didn't do it last week. Moron. Sorry about that, but all the regulars would know. And I did have the link on there. Yeah, Hairway Hayden's perspective is cool. The link, which if you click the link, would have brought you obviously to the pre-screen and would have shown you the. No, you weren't a prick. You called me out correctly, dude. I should have had the time. That was a stupid oversight on my part. It's not a prick. It was good. You gave me a chance to at least post a comment to myself, at least saying the time, so it's visible there. Storm the Pitbull, LOL Americans. Yeah, us Americans. Maybe I missed the nuance of something there, Stormy. Sorry, buddy. Yep, there's my wifey. She was great as usual last night. It was always great to travel another year through life with her. She's wonderful. So cheers, wife. Hey, look at that. It's Logan Cooper. Not sure what that is that you wrote there, Logan. But welcome to the pub, my man. Yeah, anyone's welcome. Logan Cooper included. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. I guess it makes a difference. Although from what I'm starting to understand, the thumbs down doesn't do what it used to do. The thumbs down nowadays just indicates to YouTube that you don't want to watch something. And the thumbs up, I don't think it matters for the YouTuber, the creator, as much as it used to, as much as views. Views matter. Views are everything, I think. And I think you get a lot of credit for the shorts, the YouTube shorts. So a lot of guys are banging out a bunch of YouTube shorts. A lot of girls still shake their butt for a minute and boom, 1 million views, and it's, I don't know, does that equal $1,000? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, I know, George. I did that once. That's why I stopped tweeting and saying in the description, click the link to come on camera. I always say to join in on camera. It is a, somebody called me out on that one too. I think that would have been Happy Dog. I'm not coming on your camera, dude. Something, but yeah, join in on camera. Just do a little bit of a quick tune. I did catch Random Goon last night. I think I think that's some sort of a version of Guitar Hero. I'm not into the tech side of the guitar and video games and stuff, but whatever he does, he's good at it, and it's fun. It's entertaining. You hang out, check out a few tunes, bullshit with the guys, come back to it. Like last night, he was on for a long time, and he was rifling through beers too, man. Rocksmith, there you go. Hi, Cypher. I see you, brother. Rocksmith 2014. Yeah, it was. That's cool. So I'm going to try that chili peppers Chili Pepper song that he played last night. Now, granted, this song is made to be played on an electric guitar with thin strings. This is an acoustic with heavy strings and yada, yada, yada. No excuses. That's a hard-ass song, man. Great tune, though. Snow, Heyo. And I'll keep it up. I'll keep playing it. I've learned that probably about an hour of practice to get that much. So I'll get there, man. The picking is fast and furious on that tune. But it's a good one. Happy New Year, Blind Fury. Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying this year was terrible. I guess Big Log. Cool. I will. I guess it was a tough year for a lot of people, and that sucks. Thanks, Last Dance. I can't even remember 2020. But thanks, Storm. That seemed like a tough year as well. So we've had a couple here. Although, truth be told, myself, we had an okay year here. So relatively speaking, it wasn't that bad. Keep this thing pointed in the right direction. And I might be making a purchase this year. I don't know if anybody in here knows anything about GoPro cameras, but I'm thinking about it. The two doable options for me would be a GoPro that I can have a chest strap and mount with, when I'm fishing, swimming in the ocean, all that kind of shit. The other option would be a nice DSLR camera with video capability. So I don't know. I keep going back to that GoPro. It just seems fun. If I'm fishing, it's on my chest. I have it strapped. It's booyah, filming whatever I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And I think I can use that as a secondary camera in here. I know the guys use a GoPro for the big show on Thursdays. I think that's what they have off to the side when Hayden does his little touching talks. All right. Well, Last Dance, may they all continue to improve over the year before, bro. So I've heard of that, although I could show you guys some of my casts. My casts are pretty thunderous, and I don't know if I could attach it to my fishing pole, but attached to the chest, pointed forward, obviously, I can, I follow a guy, Angler Up with Brent, on YouTube, and he fishes like that often with one on his midsection chest area, and it's a good view, man. You see the fishing pole, you see the water, yada yada. You even catch a strike on there once in a while. Yeah, for the Taliban, there you go, cup of tea. Those fuckers, huh? But I mean, I did just hear an interview with the whoever was it Hamid Karzai, the previous leader over there, who's now in exile in Abu Dhabi or Dubai, basically admitting that he made a thunderously huge mistake. And he understands why people blame him for the result. And yeah, I guess if you look at it that way, if we think we had a bad year, those poor fuckers over there have the Taliban. So I guess it's all levels, as they say. Cool, Blind Fury. GoPro are good. Thumbs up. And I think that the good GoPro 9 is, I don't know, $400 or $500. It ain't. I mean, it's money. It's good money. It's not cheap, but compared to a really nice video camera or a really nice DSLR, that you can change the lenses on camera. It's damn affordable. That being said, I don't think I can record HD video, but the video that I've seen of it, I love Bill Dance. He's the man. I've seen all the bloopers, bro. I think half of them were setups, but it's still good. I watch him and I love him. I think he always had a Tennessee hat on, a big T on there. Bill Dance, great bass fisherman. He might even still be around. I'm not sure. But I grew up watching those fishing shows on the weekend mornings. Orlando Wilson, Jimmy Houston, Bill Dance, Ashraf Ghani. That's it. Thank you, brother. Ashraf Ghani. I mean, the giant amount of shit going on over there. I don't know if anyone should have legitimately expected that guy to have handled it flawlessly. No way. But better, certainly, yeah. No, I did not. Just answering a question. I'm going to get a text out real quick here. Yeah, but a fun night last night. And anyone else wants to kick in some of their stories of imbibing last night, having fun, sitting in the dark behind a couch, Storm the Pitbull. I know that's his thing. Just kidding. Let me get my fella in here. There he is.
Hey guys, hey everybody. Cheers. See,
right.
Cheers there.
Very nice. Very nice.
Of course, cheers.
A little water pipe action, a little filtration.
Yeah.
Smart.
Well, I had about 7 days of not drinking, sobriety, so to speak. And, today I said, okay, this new year, my first day, I'll go ahead and do it. And we'll see if I stop after that. But it wasn't too hard to stay. I had real bad cravings on the 6th day of not drinking after Christmas Day. And then it I said, okay, New Year's, instead of drinking on the night before, I'll drink on the day of and watch the football games.
There you go.
And, had a good time with that. But,
yeah, and what you just showed there too can also be a good distraction for those cravings.
It's a very amusing diversion, I tell you.
You can do a little of that, watch some YouTube videos.
Then Bloody Marys today.
Oh, nice.
That's the cheers to you, and
cheers to you.
Yes,
Are you? Is that a mix, bloody mix with vodka?
Yeah, I went down to the dry. Actually, I went into the liquor store and got a big, what is about 2 liters of Bloody Mary mix and a fifth of cheap vodka. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, it felt real good to get the basically a week of not drinking in, and my ankles and feet got back to normal, and my we won't go there. It's not the telehealth hour after all.
We'll get there.
That's always good for a cheap laugh,
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I want to thank everybody, sidebar people, some of you on the video for turning me on to Donut Operator.
Yeah, he's great, isn't he?
Yeah, I've had the best time. And, and he's been going on for almost 4 years now. So he's been, producing about, one video between every 4, days to a week.
Yeah, he's
so
cool,
he's got an enormous amount of content. Those are excellent videos. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah,
you guys did that last week. Excuse me.
He's an ex-cop, and he definitely has some good insight. But he's not like a cop jock. He's not all coppy. He's a pretty mellow guy,
He's a snarky, hacky, hacker sort of, semi-studly guy who, he's a lot of fun to listen to. He has an excellent wit.
Yeah.
He, excellent content.
exactly.
I mean, I watched, he and being from Florida, I always love Florida man stories anyway.
Mhm.
I'm not at all sensitive about Florida man
Oh, right,
stories, and
of
he
course.
does Florida man about once a month or so,
Hmm.
which always makes for a good show, and
Uh,
it's
I,
all
I don't
good.
know what it is. Florida, when once you get away from the ocean a little bit, you get some
Well,
crazy fuckers down there.
donut operator himself explained that it's because Florida has some of the most open record statutes and policies and procedures online. I mean, as an ex-insurance guy, I can go into any of the state. Funny, Key West and the that county, whatever county that is, I can't remember. They're the only county in the entire state where I can't just immediately go, and as an ex-insurance production agent, I would go research people's property. It's mostly property, but I learned, as sort of a hobby, to go looking into databases. Florida has an incredibly open database procedures and policies in place, and you can see just about anything. Hey, LDG of geeks,
Yo,
you
buddy.
can see in Florida anything you want to see about just anybody that you want to see it about. And Donut Operator has said that one of the reasons you see so many, Florida man stories is because their databases are so wide open.
Right, right.
And
Now you're bringing up what I remember when Bob Kraft got busted for getting a hand job in the fucking orchids of Asia. Um, they were going to release the video because
yeah.
Florida, like, he had to spend millions of dollars for them not to
Which,
release the video of him
which
in there.
which NFL owner is that?
The New England Patriots, my friend.
Oh, I couldn't remember. I knew that you were referring to that story. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's just, every journalist everywhere in the world knows damn good and well that Florida is the most open and accessible state, records wise, that you can find in the entire union. So
Yeah.
it makes for some good stories. I mean, I get a kick out of them. I mean, I've listened to 2 or 3 of Donut Operator's videos where all he does is read Florida man stories.
Right.
And, it's so much fun. He's
Mm,
got a wonderful sense of humor. He's a snarky
he
mofo,
is. Oh yeah.
and in addition to that, he's probably sporting an IQ of about 140 to
Yeah,
150.
he's no fool. He
No,
plays the fool. He plays the fool intentionally, but he's
yeah.
definitely not a fool.
No, he's no one's fool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I've looked at, I mean, any of you who watch Donut Operator, that, I mean, he's got like what, 4 or 5 major server websites
Mhm.
and applications he's working off of. There's no doubt in my mind he's got a revenue stream up in the 100 to 200 to maybe even to the 300,000-400,000 level of streams.
I would say so.
Yeah, me too.
Some of his videos, occasionally he'll feature one of the ladies he happens to be dating at the time, and he does all right. I'll just say that.
Yeah. It's always nice to see one of them ladies up just off camera. That
Yeah.
happens a few times a year too.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. For
Well,
sure.
anyway, on Elbows, that film that they put out, the 12-minute film.
Yeah.
It was, I guess I'm getting, the more and more I become a geezer, the less and less. I mean, I won't admit to liking potty humor and scatological humor,
Mhm.
but yeah, everybody enters the head. They all can't get out except through the potty, and then you got farts and shit sounds and
Right.
it's like, come on, I mean, I just the first 12-minute short was that classic level of production. Everything
Mhm.
about it was classic. It was wonderful.
Right.
And I could, no one would have expected that level of production would have come out on a first effort in
Right.
my mind.
Mhm.
And then then you got to just sort of start experimenting and see what's out there. I mean, and that's what these guys are going to do.
Right.
I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna bash on it.
No.
But you just got to experiment and get out there and figure out what works and what doesn't, and where your financial boundaries are for the productions, and then take it within your limits.
Right.
See if you're gonna what's it called, when you're financing things through debt. Debt financing, I guess.
Yeah, I thought that, I mean, the production value was pretty high, with some of the sound effects and the filming. I did find myself
Pretty
on,
good.
I thought I felt entertained by it. I was felt like I was in the mind of the lead character.
I enjoyed it. I mean, to be honest, when I got over to my sister's house, for Christmas dinner, just like in Thanksgiving dinner, when I, when we're alone, is it, what's the Sierra? What's the remote, what is it called in intelligence, artificial intelligence, application called? There's a few of them. Siri.
Series one, yeah.
And as soon as I get alone, I say, Siri, what does a fart sound like? And then of course you go, this is what a fart sounds like. And then what does a wet fart sound like, Siri?
Yeah.
And you just go through the different kinds of farts, and it gets so I have to admit that I do get entertained by fart humor, but at the same time, you don't expect that in a production where there might be some expenditure of real assets.
Sure.
So that's all I'm getting at.
No, I hear you. And that's why, I don't know did you read, basically Hayden said that in the live chat. He said, Daz Lawrence is a very disturbed man. A 12-minute movie about taking a shit.
Right. Okay. Well, I didn't want to. There's no reason, and I didn't want to either. Diss on them or slam them, in any way, because there's real output going on there, and it's a learning curve. It's important how that learning curve occurs and how it's received. But if Hayden's saying it, okay.
Well, he knows.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
And I do think what you said is probably true to the fact that they are probably pushing a little bit creative boundaries and saying, well, we're just starting out here. This is kind of all experimental. They're having fun with it, I guess.
Well, that first production was all lights out, positive, just incredible piece of production, and and then I guess if you're going to deal with humor, you make it humorous, and that was funny. The second Elbows was funny. I have to admit, and then of course I'm sort of surreptitiously, you can tell that I've had a few, surreptitiously admitting that I've had some what's the right word, private, potty humor. I get a lot of kicks out of fart jokes and such.
Yeah.
So
I hear you.
So that Elbows was good for that. You get down there, it gets down there in the level of Clerks and what other like B movies that were humorous. You could even, if they would have added a smoke of some weed in there somewhere, it could have been a sort of like a Cheech and Chong type rip off. Wouldn't have taken much. That would make sense if a guy got really, really delusional off smoking some way too powerful weed. Then he might hear things and think he's shitting out people.
Yeah. Now, Carol Collins says here, Elbows was great. I really, really liked it. ... Does the ... mean something, or is that ...
That reminds me of
continuation, I guess, like to be continued later.
What was that movie way back in the mid 1990s? Sling Blade.
All
Dot
right.
dot. Do you remember the composer? Dot. You're you're the lyricist, and I'm the composer, and I say dot 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 means.
I don't remember that.
You don't. Well, Sling Blade is a good look, man. Billy Bob Thornton was up for the best.
I remember
Act,
the movie,
yeah,
not the part.
he was up, for best actor for that. And the guy for I mentioned this before on the show. The guy from Shine, the movie Shine, beat him out for best actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
He should have won it for that shit.
Yeah, I agree. The guy on Shine is inspirational. That'll at a level that will make you just sort of laugh with, just exuberance. It's just an exciting, great movie, and of course, Sling Blade is just woo. Southern Gothic, all the way. Some of the darkest, most deepest Southern secrets that you can find in the United States, lie within that movie.
Exactly. I have a person down below here, and I'd like to have them on, but they only have an avatar, and I don't recognize the name. Haywood Jablowi.
No, no, you better get him to wave and be live.
Yeah, exactly. If I won't put you on, but Haywood, if you would just show yourself, wave, and then then shut your camera off, and I'll bring you on the avatar.
Lord.
That's generally the rule. I've been burned many times.
Yeah. We know the deal.
Right.
We know the real deal. That's what we used to tell the drill sergeants. We know the deal. The real deal. It's part of the boot camp, silliness that went on.
I can imagine.
It was deadly serious at one point, but it was silly at the end. Yeah.
Probably Topple. Yeah, maybe it is.
Probably.
Just join in now and make it funnier. It probably is Topple.
Yeah. Well, I'm just making noises over here. I don't know I don't know what you're looking at, so I'm not going to say it's Topple.
Yeah. I mean, it's right in his wheelhouse.
No, I don't know. He usually has a tiny bit of nuance to what he does there. That sounds like just sort of dorkish.
I think it is him, because now he's saying he's busy. So yeah, he's actually talking like he knows me. So it's probably a great ruse, and I'll put it on and bam, penis. But let's
we don't want to put penis on.
We'll wait and see what happens when he comes back. But look who it is.
Hey, sir.
Hey, Fiddlip. What's up, brother?
Everybody likes a good penis, right?
No, don't like to get penis.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year, sir. There you go.
Cheers.
Hell yeah, buddy. Did you guys do anything last night?
We sure did. We blew up the Christmas tree like usual. It was nice to get back on the horse.
What did you use for your explosives?
I used that quarter stick of dynamite thing that I showed you a couple months back.
M80, two M80s put together?
Now, it's like this homemade deal where this guy that one of my buddies knows, where it's like a cardboard tube that's like this tall. I guess it's probably just filled with gunpowder, I guess. I don't know.
Like 3 M80s.
And then sealed off the top and bottom.
Do you know what an M80 is?
I mean, like the firework, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about. It's about, I think they said that's like an eighth of a stick of dynamite, an M80. And our folks used to hand us big handfuls of them on July 4th, and we'd shoot them off.
About this long.
And that's how big a stick of dynamite?
About that round.
Yeah. See, what I'm thinking is when people say it in relation to dynamite, I believe, is TNT. And if it was equal to a quarter charge of dynamite, you'd be like losing your legs.
This would take off a foot easily.
No kidding, huh?
Oh yeah. It's like it's to the verge where I'm worried about the neighbor's windows going out because it's pretty potent. You feel it. You definitely feel it, and that's being 100 yards away from it.
So
it thumps your chest.
Did that?
Oh yeah.
It thumps your chest. Yeah, that's like a large bore rifle. That'll do that, man.
Yeah.
Cool. And how was the shrapnel?
Well, it was in the middle of a going fire pit that had pretty big logs in it that were already been burning for hours. So it put a nice spread of red, shrapnel in all directions. It made a mushroom cloud too, which usually we don't get a mushroom cloud out of it, but this time it made a mushroom cloud, which was cool.
Jesus.
But the last year we did it, a smaller one got thrown in as the guy was on top of the fire.
Ooh.
And it blew up, and he lost he didn't lose his hearing. His ears were ringing for 2 months after it happened. So with this year, I told everybody I had that one already, but they started putting their orders together to get a bunch of these. And I was like, guys, I'm gonna put a halt on the if you want to bring fireworks, that's fine, or if it's just one, that's fine. But when everybody's got them and they're all throwing them in different directions, I mean, like I said, if you were standing on it, it would easily just obliterate your leg and foot.
Careful.
Yeah.
And everybody's just completely wasted by midnight. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let's just do this as a one. Plus, on top of that, I don't really have close neighbors, but almost every single one of them in every direction but one has moved in here in the past 2 years. So they really aren't accustomed to what happens in my backyard on the New Year's.
Did the little dude get to see the explosion?
No, kids aren't invited.
Oh, you send them off to grandma and grandpa's house.
It's been, and most of us have had the kids around the same time, which is cool because they're growing up together.
Sure.
But it's been like that since, this is our 25th year, I think, of hosting, all but 2 years in there.
Yep.
Hosting New Year's Eve at our, it used to be our condo, and now it's our house. So it's kind of just a ritual where people come from out of town. Although it was a small group last night.
Cool. Well, no, it's good parenting because they're not there, Topple. The kids are.
Oh yeah.
Gonzo. That's
well.
Smart.
Plus the I don't know what the rest of the guys do, but mine usually stays at my mom's house, and celebrates. So for both of them, it's like a thing that they do too, on top of it.
Sure.
Is your mother Nana or Mima or Lola?
She's Guima because he couldn't say grandma, but he's still he has two, obviously, and the one is grandma, and my mom is Guima.
I've picked, being my age, I've started to pick up on the different kind of grandmother names there are. It's pretty funny.
Okay, let me go ahead and bring in our buddy here, Mr. Lance Dast.
There he is, young man. Hi.
Happy New Year, guys. Great to see you.
Same
to you. See you too.
See you later.
Comes in, you're best in small doses anyway. Lance Dance.
You must be investing in cryptocurrency.
Lance, what did you do last night?
Not much. Had a glass of Prosecco with my daughters at around
how dare you?
10 o'clock, and then went to bed half an hour later.
Yeah.
So you missed it.
What do you mean I missed it? I made it, right? Therefore,
you were staring at the backs of your eyelids.
That's the best way to celebrate anything.
I tell you, I learned a little something about purchasing champagne yesterday. I know wine and I know booze quite well, but champagne, not so much. I was told to grab a mid-range bottle of champagne for midnight. So
mid-range.
Yeah, I thought Cook's was mid-range. I was way off on the Cook's. Okay, garbage. Mid-range is definitely not Cook's. So lesson learned on that.
Is that like mid-range? That's about $12, I guess, right?
No, Cooks was 15. I think mid-range is more like 30.
Oh.
And then upper would be like Veuve Clicquot and all that shit. And then really high grade is like Cristal and Dom.
Well, for a man of your means, that's just chump change.
That's why I'm like, I'm getting beer, I'm getting vodka shots, I'm getting this and that. I'm like, this is going to be an astronomical purchase. Let's just Cooks, $15. Boom. No good. Look, there she is. She was like, she comes out of the other room. She's like, you got Cooks?
I mean, as long as it shakes up and keeps the cork out, that's all that really matters when it comes to champagne, isn't it? I mean, do people drink champagne because it tastes good?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll tickle you.
I like champagne.
And Last Dance, you alluded earlier to the fact that you had Prosecco, which is just champagne, but not made in Champagne, France.
Like a ham
Right.
Prosecco.
Oh, it's delicious. Prosecco would go good with prosciutto.
Yeah,
Not prosciutto.
I'm
No.
being silly.
Yeah, I've had some really nice Proseccos. You can save money with those because you pay for the name of just champagne itself. You're paying more.
Yeah, Campina.
Cool.
No, well, it's silly. I'm being silly.
No problem at all.
I said Campina instead of champagne because that's the way you say it. God dang.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, year in review. You guys, what did you think of this past year?
Ooh, well, it's better than 2020.
Right. It was an improvement.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. 2020.
That's what I was alluding to earlier. I thought
all
it
right.
was.
That's so, both for the left and for the right. I mean, in terms of politics, and then of course, the orders of magnitude. Thank you for last dance. Or 2 weeks ago, the orders of last dance of the orders of last dance. I better shut up.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, the orders of magnitude of the pandemic's, increase in 2020 were just, everything went crazy. And then 2021 was at least orderly in its craziness.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Did any of you guys get National Geographic every month? No.
My parents did when I was a kid.
I still get it.
Not since porn became free on the internet. I don't get it anymore.
Boy, they
Good
really
answer.
was their description of the of January 6th would set off a lot of people, and some people would completely agree with it, but it was very much one side of an observation. They said,
you mean the history side?
They said 5 people died as a result of it. I'm just quoting the article.
I hear you.
Without any context, that's maybe true, but when you get the context, it's absurd.
Yeah, if that event wouldn't have happened, those 5 lives possibly would still be alive.
Well, I mean, you can't.
Well, certainly the woman that was shot to death,
or
wouldn't have been shot.
They
to
would
death.
not have died. They would not have died at that moment, I should say.
There you go.
I mean, the two people that had a heart attack, obviously they weren't in good cardiac health, and I really, it's stupid to blame that somehow on a protest. They just were not in good health. The guy that died of a drug overdose, you can't blame that on January 6th. That's just a lie.
If you look at the January 6th sequence of events, like Google that or DuckDuckGo that or whatever your search engine is that you want to use, Trump authorized the use of extra troops for that day. Then that use of extra troops was authorized by another of his regimes, members, and then it was sent over to DC, and then at one point, through the various negotiations, both the mayor of DC and the Capitol Police, themselves said, no, don't need extra troops, don't need extra reinforcements. And so, even you get this duality going on the accusation, really on both sides. When it starts to all equalize out, you can't really say definitively whether it was the far right or the far left that created 1/6, of 20.
I know who created 1/6. I could pretty much say it was Trump's rhetoric and a bunch of Slavish followers, who went overboard.
And just to define rhetoric, you mean literally the words Trump said, essentially in speeches leading up to it.
Yes, specifically denying that, claiming that the vote was fraudulent.
Okay,
that, elected him, and
the consequences, though, of an active, protest would have been totally ameliorated if the troops that Trump had authorized had not been canceled by the mayor of D.C. and the Capitol Police.
That might be true.
Okay, so might be, just like what you say might be.
I'm not exactly sure. There are issues of authority. I'm not sure that the mayor of D.C. can cancel troops for the federal government, and I'm not sure the federal government can.
Technically, who's in charge
bring troops
of the federal, force? Not a series of superintendents and administrators.
I honestly, you could be right. I don't really know.
Well, then okay. Well, then at least you're admitting.
Let me ask you this, Last Dance. What was it? His words, but you quickly alluded to the fact that the followers, I think you said stupid.
No, he didn't.
Slavish.
Yeah, I like that word.
Slavish, or with a V?
No.
As in slaves. Slavish.
Okay.
Slavish. As opposed to Slavish.
So,
come on.
Do you think it was
get your A game?
Their gullibility or his words? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
their gullibleness.
I have to. Everybody's responsible for their own actions. So these protesters that broke the law, they have no business claiming that they were directed by anybody, because they have free will. They should have values. They should have known what they were doing was a step too far. I have no objection to them protesting. I have no objection to them, doing anything up to the violence and up to, breaking into the Capitol.
Were they insurrected? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I don't like that word at all, because it's.
I never noticed.
You never noticed?
No,
okay,
I didn't. So, new news to me. But still, as Cypher was alluding to, both sides are frantically trying to redefine the narrative, and the National Geographic is the left wing trying to get away with claiming that the mob killed 5 people, and without actually saying it. Are they the left wing?
They're the liberal left, I'll say. Absolutely. They're what passes these days for the.
I just wonder if that's the same description we would have gave them in the 70s. And then I just wonder, on top of that, have they really changed much since the 70s?
Oh my God, they've changed so much.
Have they? I'll take your word for it.
Well, one of the big changes. Here's what way. What was considered the left in the 70s.
I'm not talking about the left. I'm talking about National Geographic.
Oh, National Geographic. Oh, they were pretty non-political in the 70s.
So do you think they're political?
They would never have ventured into domestic partisan politics like they're doing here, like they have been doing for the last couple of years.
There's a picture of the event and a quote from one of the police officers who's in the crowd. It's a black and white photograph, and he says he was hit, poked, and tased multiple times. You can read the article or look it up. I don't know how you, but it was definitely, yeah, it was a one-sided. I mean, like Aphid Lip, are you asking like, is that what they see as the legitimate history without putting sides on it, or are they intentionally putting a side to it? You know what I mean?
Right. I think that they are probably trying to. I mean, I could be wrong. It's not like I read National Geographic on a daily basis, so I'm not gonna assume. I just wonder, I guess is the way I should state it. If they are just trying to report the events, because an event like this, I don't care which way you report it, you're gonna upset one side or the other. Are they doing it biased, or are they putting a lean on it, to prove a point or to help one side or the other? And I don't know. I just don't know if I agree with that without reading the article, because obviously I'm ignorant on that part of it.
Well, it was the year in events through pictures and stories. So I mean, it
right. So what are they supposed to do?
It was on a worldwide stage, apparently large enough to make it into this. This also had the Afghanistan thing, amongst a lot of things about global warming, a lot of different things about the Black Lives Matter protests. They had a lot of photographs of that. And in fact, you're right, Last Dance, in saying in the last few years, I think this year there was a picture of the Robert E. Lee statue with the BLM and all these lights on it, and it was all painted over. That was the cover of National Geographic, I'd say about 6 months ago. So, yeah, I don't remember shit like that back in the day. It was elephants, giraffes,
No, I mean,
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They reported on, genocides and stuff like that going on in different parts of the world in the past.
Did they?
Yeah, there was National Geographic. It wasn't just all lions and tigers. There was definitely world. I don't know.
The Rwandan genocide, say, for example, a famous.
Right.
Yeah, and definitely the outcome from larger situations where there was mass starvations and stuff like that.
Sure. Ethiopia, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on that note, let's bring in Mr. Biscuit Faves. There he is.
On the note of genocide?
Good.
Oh, starvation.
I mean, going back to National Geographic and my age, I mean, it was like back in the 1970s or so. I mean, I have to admit, it was quite fine looking at the naughty bits of the.
That's what I'm saying. Their viewership went down since the internet has free porn.
It's like, oh my, what? Look at that. Hey,
he's muted.
It's. I think I remember that finger from one of Topple's older.
I mean, I'm gonna take that off because I don't like the idea of that little kid on the screen. It's creepy.
Well, if they're gonna be muted and
right,
not talk anyway.
Yeah, totally. That's right.
Maybe it's not Topple.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't think it is Topple.
That's always the issue.
You're right. It's not Topple.
Haywood, change your picture and talk, and then you can come back. Because I run this show.
Yeah, right. No, you guys were wrong. Oh, fucker, he's gone. It was Topple, though.
It was.
It was.
How'd you know? Oh, he flashed himself.
Yeah, he's
always
every show. It's always the same question.
Yeah,
is it
he's
right.
Yeah,
usually he's
is
got
it
two.
Topple or is it Purbo?
But usually he has 215 in there, so I've picked up on that, but not so much.
Maybe it's somehow in code.
That's right.
2 letters, 5 letters, 1 letter.
I mean,
well, getting COVID's a bitch.
You got it?
I had it, yeah.
Did you get tested this
really?
time, or did you just think you got it?
Tested?
Damn.
You got it.
Well,
you got the Omicron?
You look and sound.
I'm assuming Omicron because the symptoms was very different to what was subscribed.
Light?
Like my face felt like it was like going to explode, like pressure
Oh, yeah.
all year.
Whoa, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That and the exploding face.
Where did you get it? You don't ever leave the
It can't
house,
be
do you?
good.
Apparently, my next door neighbour had it, but there's like airflow comes through the floorboards
Airflow.
because when they smoke, like you can see smoke coming through the
You can
floorboards.
see it and smell it. Oh, I hate that.
So you theorized that the COVID was coming through just like the
Well,
smoke.
how else could I have
Oh,
done it?
yeah,
I don't
that-
go
yeah.
anywhere.
Smoke carries it.
What about your daughter?
The week before they had it, and then I had it the week after.
Could your
you hear
daughter
Matt?
have got it to you?
Go ahead.
Oh shit! She had sniffles.
Of course, kids barely
Yeah, but
get it.
she probably has no symptoms. So it's possible she could have gave it to you.
Possibly,
Mhm.
but I assume it was my next door neighbours.
You're right.
Yeah, that's likely.
I hear you.
Sure.
I would never want to say my kid gave it to me unless I absolutely knew it. I'd pick probably that dog or something gave it to me. You know, because kids are.
But the symptoms only lasted for about 3 days, and then after that, I just felt super tired for about a week.
That's not bad, man.
Did you lose taste or smell?
No.
And you just boosted your antibody count by having it because natural immunity does exist. You had the virus.
Well, I
It's
haven't
not
had my third. I haven't had my third booster because I'm not. I refuse to travel 10 miles to the nearest chuffing vaccine station.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, wouldn't you guys consider having COVID maybe not to be as measurable and effective as a third booster, but it's certainly going to help, right? I mean,
Sure.
recovering from
the
it.
whole UK is way up there towards the top of the world.
But
a lot
my theory is being touted already by the scientists. They believe that Omicron might be a good thing.
It's coming up. It's bubbling.
Yeah, that's in
bubbling up to the
that's in the
surface.
theories.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's true.
I said it as soon as
We
Omicron
need it.
showed its face. I was on it like a carb on it.
Yeah.
Which theory is this?
That it's going to be the end
Omicron's
game.
just as effective as vaccine.
Oh, it might
Yeah,
be just
it's
effective
herd
as
immunity.
vaccine.
Reducing death.
True herd immunity issues.
I mean, here's the thing, though. The more this thing seems to, with patterns, mutate, the stronger it is.
Exactly.
So I'm guessing there's obviously going to be, since this one is so incredibly transmissible, that there's obviously going to be some mutations from this one. Hopefully.
The thing is, the common cold's super transmissible, but nobody's worried about that, are they?
And there's first, I actually had that conversation last night, and I think you're wrong. I think that if there was a cold going around that was half as serious as the Omicron is, where you just get sniffles and you're, feel like shit for a couple days, and it started in New York 2 weeks ago and then spread across the whole United States within like a week or two, I think we would be talking about it daily on the news. But we've never had a cold. We've never had a cold.
Everybody
I
gets
don't
the
think.
common
I don't
cold
think there's.
at this time
I
of
don't
year.
think there's a cold that spreads as rapidly as this has spread across the United
I
or
don't
across
know.
the world.
Well,
No, maybe.
I don't think so.
the
I just don't.
Spanish
I don't
flu,
agree with it.
just wreaked havoc, on the world for a year to 2 years. And
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I think that this is even more transmissible than the common cold is because there's so many people that are, protecting themselves right now, and it's still spread as rapidly as it did.
Yeah.
The common cold. There's no common cold right now that's spreading as rapidly as this did. Because there's so many people that are so
hopefully
protected.
It's not engineered, in such
I think
a
that's
way
just going
as
to
to
say
be-
that's
the whole issue.
that,
Here.
thank you,
Fauci
the gain
and
of function researchers for
Gain of function, yeah.
for producing this monster that. And I don't know.
You can,
Biscuit, why do you think this will
jump-
stop mutating? Why do you
I
think
didn't
we'll
say it'd
stop at
stop
Omicron?
I didn't say it'd stop mutating, but any mutations that do occur will be in our benefit.
Hopefully.
I have no. Why would you?
I don't
think that?
understand.
I don't
that
understand why you would
logic at all.
think that.
Because the longer the host lives, the longer the virus can live. Therefore, the more it's going to produce that kind of virus.
Well,
That's
the
not really
antibodies
true, though.
against the virus also get produced at the same time.
It doesn't
That's
really
where
work
you get
that
the
way. Even
herd
people who
immunity.
are killed by the most virulent, lethal version of COVID
Yeah,
still are alive for a long time,
You've got to
which
look at
allows them to transmit it.
the most dangerous viruses like Ebola, that died out quickly because it killed the victims before it could spread.
And that is an example of one that really does kill the victim very quickly.
I mean, hopefully there's not,
that isn't Omicron, and that's not COVID. And
I know it's not, but that's just an example of how viruses that are more virulent and deadly won't spread as much.
I think, each of you have good points. I'll just shut up.
Well, I hope you're right, Biscuit.
So am I. I mean, like I said, it is just a theory. It's not. I mean, it's not like I'm dead set against anyone else's opinion.
Well, it's a positive theory, so maybe I will try and embrace it.
Right.
If it's not true, and if we, at some point, we're going to have a different strategy.
No, I'm not for any way saying that we should stop worrying about it and just forget any kind of measures against it, but I don't think we should be worried too much anymore from what's happening.
Yeah, I sort of agree.
All right, let's bring in.
Hey, base Welshman agrees with me for once.
McGrand. Hey, Happy New Year, McGrand.
McGrand.
He's
in 30 seconds. You'll hear me say Happy New Year.
Oh yeah. Happy New Year.
Oh,
hey, that's always fun.
How was your New Year, McGrand?
It was good, quiet. I didn't hear fireworks at all. I went to sleep early.
Oh, Jesus.
Glad to hear that.
Well, you're like a few stories up, so if you did hear them, they would be in the building probably.
Nah.
Fired them into the elevator shaft.
I'm right in the artillery zone over here. It's like the Ukrainian border.
Hey, McGrand, have you ever seen a water spout looking out over the...
Yeah, I have. I saw that on your last show.
Okay.
I actually did a video on that one. It was a long thread. It was like 20 minutes, that thing going from north to south. It was amazing. But I've seen them in the water too. I've been in the water and been around them.
Were you scared?
No, they're sort of sedate compared to hurricanes and other kinds of heavy winds and hailstorms and shit like that. But they're pretty defined.
They're going to be really long too, can't they?
That one was like a string. I never seen one like that. Usually you can see it in the cloud lines. You see the fronts coming through. You can see them starting to stick down.
Yeah.
And come out.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
sometimes they connect. Sometimes they don't.
Right. They're just so awesome.
Dude, it is 56 degrees up here right now. This is just the most strange weather.
Wow.
What is that, a tick?
I think it's a little bud.
That's all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Was huge.
56 is nice.
Dude, it's crazy for Massachusetts in the winter.
Smokesteve's got about a dozen of those on his table.
It's 39 degrees here.
Celsius.
Wow.
No, 39 Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Fahrenheit. Wow. Are you kidding me?
No.
99 degrees is almost 100.
No, 39. 39.
Oh, forgive me. Okay. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's been unseasonable.
Smokesteve, it's amazing what's happening up on the East Coast right now, and you look what's happening in California. They're like, and even in Colorado, that fire that destroyed everything is being snuffed out by a bunch of major snowstorm. And Alaska is actually warmer than Los Angeles.
Crazy.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I think that's called an air inversion on a obviously a worldwide scale, but yeah, you have jet stream push.
It's a trend.
It's pretty crazy.
Winter has finally hit here, though. Last night it was 50-something degrees at midnight, and then right now it's hovering close to freezing, and we're supposed to get freezing rain and snow on top of that tonight.
Now, do you ever get much down there?
I got to tell you,
Yeah. No. Yes. I mean, less and less each winter.
I was going to say.
Oh, Grande,
he's over there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, Grande. Awesome seeing you. No, but yeah, Smokesteve.
The funny thing, it was like 56 degrees down here about a week ago.
Unbelievable. No kidding. Oh, yes. All right, who's that down there?
Who wants to go next?
There he is. Okay.
I don't know what to say.
No, it's fine. The hardwire internet really is a great thing.
Say the truth. I want to know what's going on. We got.
Right.
Okay.
Grande, once again, you're on.
Right.
Yeah, you're on like a 15-second delay. I know
Right.
you're not going to hear this right now, but when you do hear it, it just we say something and then
I hear
come
you.
on. Yeah.
I don't know how I could fix that. I don't think
You can't unless you
I don't
like
think you can.
It's on his end.
go to his house. And,
That's a ping problem.
yeah, could you imagine him trying to play online games?
Oh God, no.
Why do I keep getting killed?
Could you imagine him trying to play on a cloud gaming service, like a cloud
Right.
PC?
Right.
You know what it is? I don't have a webcam on my HDMI connected gaming computer that is a beast. Instead, I'm talking to you guys on Wi-Fi.
Right.
I don't have a webcam up there, and because I don't want to hook one up, and because it's all going to get destroyed pretty soon anyway. Because I've got a major destruction going on over here with they're going to be tearing our building apart in the next 2 months. So it's like, I miss you guys. I want to talk to you on Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, it's good to talk to you. Is it
rebar issue on your corrosion and spalling issue
right.
in the ground?
Like, I just wonder if they're going through Florida and trying to fix all these old places.
Yeah, it's going to be. But you know what? In the end, it's going to cost me some money. But in the end, it's probably going to raise the value anyway. But I'm going to have floor to ceiling windows, no shutters anymore, and it's going to be like 175 mile an hour impact windows.
You're talking about a huge amount of assessment, aren't
Yeah.
you? My largest assessment ever was about 10,000, and that was for roof reconstruction after a hurricane.
Yeah,
after
they're throwing that in too.
Now, what happens
that in too?
As a unit owner? What happens if you just don't have that money at that time? Like, do they?
You're bowing out of luck, unless you can debt finance it.
It does.
Can they sell the place from under? Can they sell that place from underneath you?
Yeah, you can.
It depends.
Sell it. Yeah, you sell it before the association can get to you.
If you have an existing lien, if you have a mortgage, they're the first ones that get the money. So you could screw the building if you want to and play games, and there's all kinds of mechanisms. But
the realtors and the buyer and the owner and the association all work it out. So the question you're asking, Aphid, is that unless a unit owner, is just completely incompetent in handling his or her personal affairs, they will get to the problem quickly enough, sell the unit quickly enough that it all gets worked out in the closing, between the buyer and the seller. So yeah.
Well, I'm a simple Midwest guy. I mean, I know almost everybody I know.
The only reason
doesn't have $10,000 to just
I can only jabber on
give,
about it. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I'm getting ready to shell out about $3,600 in just standard, above and beyond the normal monthly condo association fees. We've had overcharges with our contractors that are working on our iron and concrete and painting restoration project. So yeah, I had to liquidate a modest amount of my security holdings and create an extra about $5,000 or so to be able to in order to be able to provide for this extra assessment. And McGrann's assessments are probably down in South Florida. They probably end up being more than what I've ever paid in assessments
5
from
minutes.
condo associations.
well,
Right.
I'd like to quantify that for you. I've been here 21 years and
Really,
I'm paid off. I don't have a mortgage anymore, so
look at you.
I never put much money in. So the way I look at it, it's a big number, but you know what?
Yeah,
Whatever I put in is going to be doubled in 3 years in value increase. So
Right.
probably.
that's what it comes down to. And
Well,
I'm not selling either. So
Wow.
you just got to bear down and bite it. And
Yeah.
I got a bunch of faucets I have to change and all kinds of shit. This is just part of the problem.
Yeah.
Well, with that
I know
incident,
what you're talking about. I mean, I've joked numbers of times about us being fellow balcony buzzards, but you're in South Florida and I'm in East Central Florida, about 350, 400, maybe not more than 400 miles apart, but we're pretty good ways away.
I think it's less than 400. I think it's like 350 maybe.
Yeah, me too.
That's
At the most.
semantics, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So Biscuit, I saw your comment earlier about Omicron, and I read that same article that indicated that particular virus variation may in fact be the holy grail and provide us all with immunity. And I have to disagree with you, because my concern is the way people are reacting to a virus that is extremely contagious, but very much non-deadly. It seems to be benign in a lot of ways.
I'm not saying
I think is wait, let me finish. What I think they're concerned about is that particular virus, with its ability to be most contagious, will in fact mutate because of that factor and there's a potential that it could be a Delta virus contagious variant. You get it? In other words, the more people it infects, the more chances there are that it will become or create a mutant variant that is more deadly than others before.
I mean, I don't know.
They're not talking about that. Nobody's talking about it, but they're all freaking out and telling everybody to get tested for a variant that is not deadly. And they're making everybody rush out and get tested. So what does that tell you? They know more than we do.
You're sounding sane.
And that's what they're concerned about.
Let me tell
this
you,
variant, this benign variant will mutate into a very deadly one.
So let me tell you this.
I took A-level biology.
Here in the state of Massachusetts, the positive test rate is right now, this is staggering, because at the minute clinics and shit, you see hundreds of people lined up every morning for tests.
Yeah,
17% positive in this state. That means almost 1 in every 5 people in line that's going in there approximately is coming out with a positive line. Now,
yes, right.
I remember
I have a question for you, Steve.
6-8 months ago, end of last winter, early spring, they were saying like they were going to shut schools down if the positive tests go over 5%.
Yes.
So right now they're at 17%. So clearly the response has changed here.
Yes, Steve, you're the biology expert. I agree with you. Let me ask you something. What has spurred these people to suddenly go get tested? Why? Why are all these people going out? I saw those tents empty 2 weeks ago. Now
Because they have
everybody's rushing to get tested. Why?
Well, you could attribute that to a few things.
Okay.
Because people are being told to get tested because of the holidays. They don't want to get their grandparents sick. But B,
Okay.
I do think there's a fair group of people that are all coming down with this, whether or not it's COVID, but everyone's getting sick and thinking,
Yeah.
it's this hysteria now. So everyone's like, fuck, do I have it or do I not have it? So far more people are getting tested for a few different reasons. And what obviously that's resulting in is more positive results. But my point is the percentage is definitely shocking of 17%. I mean,
it is shocking.
That. I could not.
I'm down here in Florida. It's skyrocketing. It's
at that
blowing the roof off.
At that level of positivity, I bet when they get in line, it's 1 out of 6. And when they get to the front of the line, it's 1 out of 5.
No kidding.
Yeah, another thing, they could do pool testing and test 5 people. They put all their sample into one container and test it. If it comes out negative, then all 5 are clean. That's one test.
Yeah.
That they're doing the sewer tests. 7 days ago, they did a sewer test in our area. They test feces in the sewer.
I know.
And it's a fantastic precursor for potential future infection in your area. And lo and behold, bam, it blew up.
They do it down at
7 days later.
The Jenkum factory there last dance.
It's really put a damper on my scat fetish too. Because
did you see my tweet?
Of course.
Someone posted a question. What's
the difference between a butt plug and a champagne cork?
No, a wine cork.
Wine stock. Wine cork.
So I said, what's the difference between Jenkum and wine?
And I said the difference is size and smell between the two.
See, I didn't get any likes or any replies. So if you did, I didn't see it. I think someone might have reduced the visibility of I think Twitter didn't like my response.
To tell you the truth, I had heard the word Jenkin before, but it's been 20 years. So I immediately, pulled up a new tab and went and looked it up. And I was like, oh, yeah, people getting high off of shit. I forgot about that. It was a thing. People apparently put it in a bag to create methane and then inhale the methane and hallucinate.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Put a balloon in on a.
It supposedly was a big thing in prisons where you had
I can't imagine.
a difficult time getting your
I
top shelf booze.
Prisons and also some lower some countries over there in that continent.
That's true.
Sounds like a quick way to get pink eye.
With a lot of warlords, like little warlords, where they have they have gates where the soldiers use intestines of the soldiers from the other clan as the gate to get into. A lot of those guys.
One of that area,
that area,
neighborhood,
exactly. that general,
right.
Nasty, dude.
Or more likely diphtheria, you'd probably more likely get from breathing that stuff in.
Oh, loathsome, disgusting.
Yeah. Seriously,
all types of disgusting things in the prison, culture. Right. Let's hide things up our asshole and sneak them past the guards. Yes, sir.
What they say about necessity. Mother.
Let's get that cell phone on
it's
my
the mother
ass
of rectal intrusion.
And just to think, with that beautiful sun they have over there and a little bit of water, all they would need is a few cannabis seeds and they could have the best fucking weed anywhere. And instead, they're using
Hey, Steve, I have a comment in that regard.
Yes,
it's tough. You know that you probably don't know about this stuff. Back in the 70s, they had marijuana used to come into the country, and a lot of it was Colombian.
Of course.
And it was one of my particular favorites was Colombian Gold, which comes from the northern coast of Colombia, and they are actually growing weed in an environment that it's been growing for 2,000 years or more. And they are going to be exporting medical marijuana to the United States.
Yeah, yes.
That's cool, man.
Speaking of
Yeah.
weed,
Yeah, no greenhouses, no
No,
extra
that-
expenses.
none of that greenhouse.
The fertilizer is in the soil,
Mhm.
and they're going to kill the greenhouse industry of the United States. I see it. It's nice.
Yeah.
They better not.
That'll be some top-notch greenhouse stuff.
Bastages. They better.
There's a market for it, dude, because a lot of people are sicker of all these pineapple kush and fucking Girl Scout cookies and, you know, the lemon truffle flavors. It's like, give me something skunky that gets me high. You know, that skunk taste you used to get from the
Skunky.
old weed,
Skunky.
where your mouth was like, you wouldn't think it's gonna taste good to be skunky, but it really, that terp, that flavor.
Oh yeah.
You can't get that as much anymore. Although there's a strain called the cheese, the UK cheese, the Exodus cheese, that has a real skunky, cheesy smell. That's like old school, man.
Skunky smell.
It's a smell you can smell through the bag. Like and I remember in college, a dude pulled out a bag, and I was like, "Damn, I could smell that shit before."
Before you put the diaper aside.
Yep.
That's what it's like over here. All you can smell on my street is dripping really skunky
That
weed
joke of yours
all the
on
way through the street.
Discord, Topple was great.
There might only be like 2 or 3 households with the weed in the house, but you can smell it on the entire street. It's that strong.
Yeah.
I got to tell you something, Biscuit. You know what they're doing? A lot of the younger people are mixing it with tobacco. They think they're Rastafarians, and they're complete idiots.
Not a lot. Everybody here mixes it with tobacco.
No kidding, huh?
What's the terrible?
That's why it stinks.
Compound.
That's why it stinks.
Mexico?
Yeah.
What's that real bad?
Which makes no sense.
Nicotine?
They're taking good weed. They're burning good weed with tobacco so they can become nicotine addicts. Makes no sense.
There are a few bowl smokers,
Steve,
but
what's the lethal compound that's coming out of Mexico and China?
Oh, fentanyl.
Fentanyl. Yeah, that's I mean, anytime you can avoid any tiniest hint of fentanyl being in anything that you use, you're not going to immediately lose anyway. You know, you may be on the way to problems, but at least without fentanyl,
that's a completely different ballpark. That's guys doing fucking, you know, their cocaine or their heroin.
Well, I mean, it's it's the source of where the drugs are coming from, because the
that's the sad thing.
Going to be decent drugs with fentanyl creates this horrific, victim culture that should never be there.
Yeah, I've personally seen too many overdoses from that stuff, and it's horrible, and it's stupid shit, like touching it or just doing one line. It's horrible.
You'll see a cop who sticks his hand under the seat of a car that he's searching. 3 minutes later, his partner or some guy on the side of the road is giving him Narcan because he fucking touched the bag.
It's so potent. It's transdermal.
Transpermeable.
It's so dangerous.
Yeah.
So if anybody snorted that, they'd be done.
The skin is a semi-permeable membrane, and you get poison even if you're not breathing it. So
exactly.
It's a terrifically bad drug.
Yep. Yeah, the thinner the liquid or the more refined the powder, the more it can be absorbed through the skin. Like paint thinner, gasoline, those things go through the skin immediately.
When I was
Man of War.
Yeah,
Man of War.
There you go.
When I was doing my 8 years of medical reserve military duty, my secondary military occupational specialty was nuclear, biological, chemical defensive postures, and the chemical side of it, the chemical side of that, posturing and what it entailed was training in some of the most horrific poisons that you can imagine that men can and women can formulate. I'll include women, equal equal opportunity man here. I mean, it's just, hey, yeah, it looks good. Yeah, their Last Dance. So anyway, the NBC, warfare, nuclear, biological, chemical warfare is horrific warfare, and it's worse.
Kim
It's
Jong
worse.
Un's brother.
Well, yeah, that too, and it's worse than anything that involves standard laws of explosions
Yeah.
and physics and such. It's just
And
horrendous
and we
stuff.
see that with the Russians, what they do in Europe. They kill people in England by touching them.
Oh yeah, that happened.
And
Thalidomide, is that it?
Polonium.
Well, some of it is radioactive, but
well, that's yeah. I'm wrong. And
yeah,
Steve is
helium.
right.
That was right. You're right with that. But
Polonium.
it's just
they put it in his tea, so he goes in and has tea. He gets sick.
Yeah.
They did this massive. They could trace it back with these really, really sensitive tools back to the tea.
Yeah.
Right.
The tea house, the cafe, the teapot even still had faint radioactive sign. Sure.
They ran the Radax, the Radax meters. I think they call that Radax meters, through since got not seismographs, Geiger counters. I mean, through these restaurants, and they're just sounding off like crazy. With these, radioactive, readings that are up in the, stratosphere, and it's like, oh shit, this all tracks back to Putin. I'm sorry.
Cypher, it's funny you say that because I saw a TV show today about it's a series on geographics. You guys were talking about National Geographic earlier. It was talking about these anti-smuggling police in New York City at Kennedy, and their radioactive devices were going off because a woman had a test for her thyroid with that includes an isotope in the test serum to see what sticks, and she came from India and she had a test 4 days or 7 days before, and it was still in her blood system, and it was clicking off those monitors at JFK, which is probably a good thing because it tells you how sensitive their fucking devices are as far as nuclear material coming into the United States.
Yep, exactly. Fear. Hey, how you doing? Top notch.
Awesome. I couldn't believe it.
What's
Top
up?
notch. How you
all
buddy?
doing today? Happy New Year's.
Good. Seen any good fear porn lately?
It's everything I watch every night.
Right. It's all
bondage, baby.
Right.
How you doing?
Good. What'd you do for New Year's, man?
Nothing. I sat at home watching the ball drop.
You had some drinks with the lady?
Nope, no drinking. I was Uber last night too. So,
did the lady get to have a celebration with her girlfriends? Or
no, just me. Everyone else around me has COVID, so we stayed in.
Jesus.
Yes, everyone.
Holy shit, dude.
We didn't even go out for Christmas, so.
Everyone okay for the most part, besides being somewhat sick?
Just a cold, nothing big.
All right.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Nothing big. I wouldn't worry either.
Shit.
That's good news.
Sorry to hear that, dude.
No, but you're serious, right? Nothing.
No, I'm being dead serious. Yeah, no one's
going on there.
We got
easy
some
easy now.
Asymptomatic people that are in households with people that have colds.
That's what it seems like.
Yes.
Okay.
And talking to nurse people, doctors that we know on our street. Most of the hospitals are being filled with people that shouldn't be in the hospital right now.
Yeah, people that think they should be in the hospital.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right. We have to be in the hospital.
But they have to take them in and all that stuff. So,
not that.
That's what's filling the hospital. Well, locally, I don't know all around, but there's no deaths being really reported.
Oh no,
So
it's it's an odd it's an odd time for looking
Well.
at statistics because
Well,
you never know what's.
I'm vaccinated, so I should be
we
good.
never
I
know
won't
what's
catch
not-
it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I that's all I can do. I've social distanced
That's
to
the
the
key.
best of my ability. I've
The
done
deaths
all
are
Being
key.
vaccinated.
the proper
And the
vaccinations.
ICU items are the key.
I-
What do you mean?
Okay. And then washing my hands all the time. I mean, I do everything I can to, make sure that I'm doing the best I can not to catch whatever this shit is.
Developing obsessive compulsive behaviors.
Yeah, no, I don't do any of that. I just only use, the washes and such every chance I get.
Been leaving
Yeah.
those street girls alone lately, Cypher? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah, the only real interest I've had lately is from a beautiful young lady that has this fucking
Not me.
tattooed guy all over his body. Oh well,
What?
no. When you're talking about these things like Adult Friend Finder, you get these weird. I'm interested in you. Here's me and my other part of the threesome. He happens to have
Right.
tattoos all
Who
over his
cares?
body.
Jump in.
Fuck
No,
you, no.
there's. I mean, I know you hate it.
It's just
I know you hate it top notch, but there he is. There's Kramer, and there is a Seinfeld episode about this when there's a dude. Like I think George is dating a woman, and there's this dude. Like he's in her apartment walking around in a towel, and George is like, "Who the fuck is that?" Like,
really. I could never go into. It's like in my I have
Wait, that might have been
nominal
Jerry.
digital capabilities. I know what to say about myself, and so on Adult Friend Finder, I am a man looking for a woman. And then you shouldn't have to say much more than that. And then a woman comes back and says, "I am a woman looking for a threesome with a man." That's not a match. Not a match.
I enjoy a good show.
What?
Yeah, I'll tell you this. This is interesting.
I bet you would.
Here's what Thirsty Drunk's saying right here. Now, like, I've noticed something.
was
I'm
wrong.
not going to lie. I listen to some sports talk radio here and there, especially the morning show. And on some of the local terrestrial radio stations, I'm starting to hear these commercials from Pfizer and Moderna. And I got to say, it creeps me out a little because we already have enough information about all of this. And they're purely
you're talking about salesmanship.
They're advertising the vaccine for COVID.
Yeah.
What was the antiviral drug that was being touted for
The
COVID?
Pfizer one?
No, the antiviral drug.
The one that Joe Rogan took?
There's two, one from Merck and one from Pfizer. That's after you have it.
The one that Donald Trump's got stocks in.
Ivermectin. I thought.
Ivermectin.
Oh, Ivermectin.
Yeah. That's it.
The CEO of the company that made Ivermectin was on Neil deGrasse Tyson's show, basically touting all the benefits of it for COVID.
Well,
I mean, Joe Rogan had COVID.
Touting away. Big pharma.
You think Neil deGrasse Tyson's sold out?
He sold out big time, but
I mean,
he was trying to talk it away by saying this CEO was one of his school classmates.
Right. Yeah. It's not exactly the wonders of the universe and like a black hole over here.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is what he's great about. What I loved about him.
No nubby buddies over here.
Steve, I would love to comment on your observation because I have noticed that every free movie has commercials from pharmaceutical companies for everything from Crohn's disease to diabetic nonsense and AIDS, where you have the gay guys walking around like they're normal.
Did you say AIDS?
The fact is,
hold on.
Yes.
Did you say AIDS?
Wait, there's medicine for AIDS?
Oh, I want to say HIV now. I stand corrected, Steve.
I don't think.
Oh yeah, and they're obviously gay guys, so they're trying to normalize that kind of society, which is probably
God.
risky for me to say right here.
What?
But no, I'm talking
What
about.
is happening
I'm talking
right
the
now?
evolution. I'm
Wait,
talking
what?
about the evolution of the advertisement, and none of these drugs that they are advertising to you can be gotten without a prescription. So
Now,
I wonder why they're
gonna say
wasting their
I'm
money.
going to say something controversial about gay people.
Oh, slow down, slow down.
Okay.
It's all right.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I'm ready to hear it.
Even in the wild, in animal species, gay relations only come across.
It's a natural occurrence.
It's a natural occurrence in animal species that are overpopulated.
Yes.
So we're overpopulated.
It is a way of controlling
it's
the population.
Yeah, I saw a gay dolphin
But
once.
it is.
He was on top of the water, like flopping his hand. I was like, this fucking dolphin is gay. I knew it, dude.
So Biscuit. So
no,
you read
he wasn't
this?
gay. He didn't recognize you as a male.
It was on a documentary.
Maybe. Yeah.
What documentary are you watching?
No, it's true.
Documentary?
I think it was
No,
it's
on
true. Discovery Channel.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
and vapes. Not only that, but in the agricultural world, which Steve can attest to, if they're hermaphrodites are a natural occurrence in the event of the lack of a male or a female. No, that it will happen. It's a survival thing in nature.
But it's not common.
But here's what I'm talking about. These are abnormalities, but what we're talking about now, or what I was saying, was all these commercials are talking about standardizing something that is an abnormality.
Right, selling it.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Very good.
So,
yeah,
I agree. I'm
there's no malice in that. People can do, in my belief, people can do what they want to do. I just don't want them advertising it because I'm a heterosexual and I don't talk about my sex life.
Oh, you're a good
so why should they?
How about this? And I'm not trying to get like, if you watch commercials these days, it's usually a mixed couple, interracial couple. Do you guys notice that?
No. Yeah.
Yes, I notice that more and more.
God damn it.
Just like you and your wife, Topple.
Go on.
Yes, sir. Oh, come on.
No, how do you feel about that?
It's fine with me.
I think that's how.
Yeah,
that's them thinking that they know who's watching their audience, because advertisers, marketers, they're a weird bunch out of the colleges, man, coming out, and they think what they see is normal, and we're shocked about it. So that's what's driving their advertisement.
They're shocked about it.
It's a tricky little, bit of, data to handle, but the hot media, advertising media is only a small subsection within one of the 7 major, sectors of finance. And in the United States,
I got to tell you one.
Why is it that people had a problem with interracial relationships, but they didn't have a problem with an alien Vulcan having sex with another human to make Spock?
Well,
that's fiction.
That's because Star Trek was way ahead of its time.
That's right. Star Trek.
Roddenberry was a genius.
He was.
But I'm just asking, did you guys notice that on yourselves, or did you someone told you about that? About the interracial
I saw it myself.
Okay. So you're
I mentioned it with my wife quite often. I said, what is going on here?
Why? Why does it bother you?
I don't have a problem with it because it doesn't bother me. I'm just noticing it.
Okay.
I really don't care. I'm certain.
Well, you're talking about it a lot for someone who doesn't care.
Yeah, you're not.
No, I don't. I'm talking about how it's being manipulated. How it's being manipulated.
Methinks you protest too much,
and we're being presented with that. my whole thing is I don't care. Whatever people want to do, they can do themselves.
You know what?
I'm a true
advertising
I'm a
is?
true free man.
Advertising
Pardon me?
is manipulation. That is the whole point.
Yes, exactly. I know it is,
It's a,
and I'm
very
simply pointing that out.
It's a very small
That's-
small area of the total market economy, and it's just that it's.
I tell you what
it has
drives
such
me
an
crazy.
impact visually,
Are the
visually on
What
people.
drives
that
me crazy is the
does what it
pharmaceutical
does.
commercials more than anything,
You just
Why?
said
other
that
than
5
the
minutes
people
ago.
trying to social engineer.
But thank you.
You know,
Hey guys, I've seen
Well,
this thing in the chat.
pardon
VASK.
me, I said it. Did I say?
tech.
I'll say it again. Then, last dance.
Yes, yes.
Where's
What
that?
does that mean? Is that some kind of a
Where is that?
well?
Yeah.
it was-
Private or
There
regular?
was one at 7:34. If you follow the chat chronologically, it says. But there was one towards the beginning as well.
Yes, I saw that.
VASK period tech.
I don't know.
It's like some weird cult saying.
Yeah.
They're
I-
calling up
Well,
I
Cthulhu
don't-
or something.
I don't know. Get me
All
a
right,
roast
nobody
beef.
has any idea what that is. All right.
No.
Wow.
Sounds made up.
I suddenly noticed a chat, and Carol Collins says the brandy sounds like my old granddad did.
I agree.
Well,
If you look right under there, I said
sometimes
a
that shit
compliment.
happens.
that's how shit happens.
That's how shit happens.
Nice.
I think
Yeah.
it's a. I think it's a. Yeah, there's.
Ooh.
Noise.
It looks like a comment bot. It's a bot.
Yeah, it says it's a
Yes.
It's a bot.
beware of this link. It's sent
I see that. I'm looking
bypass
at it,
spam
too.
filters.
So I should click
What
it.
says.
It's a link.
No.
It doesn't look like a link.
It's
Where does
not
it
a
take
link,
me?
but it's also commented in like the
not
comments of sections, and I guess it can
Do
be
not click.
used as a link.
So it's just some
Donut.
spam shit.
It's some spam, yeah,
It's
some
It's a
spam.
spam bot.
thing.
Somebody
Uh,
made a video about
No
how
comment.
dangerous it can be.
Friggin'
Yeah, that's what I'm
spam.
watching right now.
So McGrande, what is your what do you
Thank you,
mix
cup of
with?
tea.
It exposes your IP.
What's
Sorry.
in you?
What?
Huh?
I was looking. I was reading.
You gotta look it up.
What's that? What's this all about, man?
So McGrande, what are you, Italian? I see the nostrils, so
Hey, Steve is
Yeah, you do those hair clippers.
This fucking
ahead,
random
bud.
zone over here.
It's starting to take hold now.
say it again.
Remake of the. So, what are you, Italian or something?
so are you Irish?
Top notch. Say it again. Topple.
Okay.
Say it again.
Are you Chinese? Like what? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
They're coming out so fast.
No, I'm sorry. McGrande,
Let's take it all the way.
where does your ancestors come
That's good.
It's
I can
impossible.
see a booger up his nose.
I got a great heritage, Topple.
Oh yeah.
No, my people were
Your
survivors.
people? You're what? Survivors? Sounds like a Beyonce song.
Oh.
Where your
What's your ancestry like?
Yeah, come
If you're
on.
Chinese, you got a problem, buddy.
Chinese, geez, that was like 2 minutes ago. He's
I
so
do.
far behind us now.
Oh my god.
Hey, Ethan, is that dog like
I
10
wish-
feet
I
tall
wish
or is
he
he stood on a
just
chair?
buzzed with
He's
that
on a chair.
win.
He's on a
I'm
chair.
from Florida.
Watch out.
You're
Watch out for that
Floridian?
vicious pit bull.
Yeah, that's part pity right there.
My
She
God.
should be banned from certain neighborhoods.
Well, Smoke
That's
Steve agrees.
ridiculous. I mean,
Well,
Yeah,
if I-
Smoke Steve, you seem like you
What-
were a little emotionally attached to that. Did something happen?
What if I walked in the room right now? If I was like, "Hey, that dog like?
Hey.
I mean,
know
it's
what,
never
Last
happened.
Dance?
It's
I'm
never
ashamed
happened.
of you.
I'm curious what would happen.
Well, what about
And-
when your buddies show up unannounced?
I'm
They don't, not in the yard or in
No,
the
I'm
house.
not.
Okay. What if they show up with
I'm actually
raw
enjoying
steak
the
and liver
lag.
in their pockets.
in their pockets?
I'm sorry. There's like there's two conversations going on, and I
Is
couldn't
he
follow.
listening
She's
to
not
the
even.
YouTube
Not
feed?
really.
She's not even full pity, so
No,
not a
she's
big
not.
deal.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna have a situation where like your home association refuses to let you have a pit bull, is there a certain percentage of pit that you can have?
Do
I
you
mean,
know,
how's that
do you know what
work?
gets me about America? The dog pounds the class Labradors that slightly look like pitties as a pit,
You know, Aphid Lip
and
in my last
they've killed them just because they've barked at someone.
yeah, in my last, years of employment, I was, the white collar insurance, production guy, and there was a list of about 7 dog breeds that were considered the no allowance breed. And when it was an inexact science for the production agents to take, question, they would ask the applicants for home insurance, okay, what percentage of breed is your dog of this and that of the breeds, and it became very inexact. But mostly people would just back off as soon as they saw the barrier of 7 or so dog breeds that were considered unacceptable. Then they would just go seeking help
The
elsewhere.
most egregious part is that a pit bull, if in a loving home, it can be the most caring dog on the planet.
Oh, they're
Too
just
caring.
ugly.
Too caring that they will protect their owner at all costs.
Right.
No, this
No.
was my
Especially
point.
against
This
cats.
was my
In a
exact
loving
point.
home,
Oh, we
What's that?
can't.
where
We
they've
just
never
gotta-
been
we-
shown aggression.
No,
They
that's
don't-
not true.
they don't
That
be
is not
aggressive.
true. This could be that
It
is
is
not
true.
true.
This
If
was
there-
my exact point when I was talking about them. I'm not talking about people's interfamily
Yeah.
experiences with them and adopting a pet. And by the way, that has gone haywire with pit bulls and other breeds as well, admittedly so. But as I pointed out from the obvious dog attack facts from 2020, I think it was, there were like 43 deaths or 47 deaths by canine in the United States that year, and there was like 33 of them. So it was more or less around 70% were from pit bulls, tech breeds. So being as highly regulated as they are, they still compromise 70% or more of the fatal dog attacks in the country.
bred to fight, bred to fight, bred to bite.
Yeah, I mean, there's stories of
Sorry.
friggin' random like dogs shaking and killing babies, like random fucking breeds,
Yeah,
just
for no good reason.
for no good reason. Literally, they pull them out of a crib and they kill them
Right,
because they're fucking dogs, so they
Right,
don't know
yeah.
any better.
The value of a human life versus a canine life, Oh,
Right.
always the question,
But now the question isn't whether or not they can bond with the family. It's when somebody enters that family space unknowingly and then can potentially get,
That's 40. How many German shepherds killed people? How
well,
many
I don't know. Well,
how many
out
German
of
shepherds or
the-
Doberman pinchers killed people?
Out
How
of
many
that list,
Rottweilers
probably
killed
between
people?
6 and 8, 6, 8, 9.
The biggest difference is that pit bulls are, when they do attack, they go for the throat. They
Mhm.
don't go for the
Terrier.
arms or legs, whereas other dogs go for the arms or legs.
They'll drag them down and then go for the neck. But a pit bull
Mhm.
has enough power to jump up, and the number one target
Yeah.
is the neck.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
their jaw
It's a
strength, you
herd.
can't unlock it.
They're herd animals.
You could
They're part
punch
of
them
the
in the
pack.
face multiple times, they won't unlock.
I don't think my dog would let go.
What it takes is the alpha has to control the situation.
That's my type of pit bull that I like.
That's a bulldog.
Yeah.
That's a French bulldog.
Oh, I'm sorry, French.
He's a
We-
sweet guy.
Is it one of them that can
Hey,
fit
what,
inside a teacup kind
What
of
breed
dog?
is the guy with glasses?
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's straight
That's
bull,
true.
American
Oh.
bulldog.
American Bulldog.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's instinct.
My little rat.
No, they're bred that
Ter-
way.
My
I mean,
little
The
rat
pit bulls are
terrier
bred that
attacked
way.
a
They're
a
hunting
dog
dogs.
before.
That's what they're made for.
My little rat
No,
terrier.
no.
My
There
little
was
rat
actually,
terrier
there was actually
attacked a
originally
dog,
bred
so.
for bringing down like cattle, bringing down bulls and stuff.
It's the cutest guy.
Is that your dog,
They're just
my brother.
sloppy. They're just
Brother B.
sloppy though.
Brother B?
Spit everywhere. Ugh.
He's a little sloppy, but he's real cute. But man, he ripped a fart today.
Yeah,
That
pigs,
I swear that would gag a
wild
fucking
boar.
vulture, dude.
Pit bulls, wild boar.
Well,
Yeah,
are you totally against pit bulls, Smokesteve, or like what are you
Totally
trying to say?
against?
Like,
I mean, I just haven't myself had any good experiences with them.
okay, so do you think
Have you had a
people
bad
should own them?
experience?
I've had some questionable experiences. Yeah.
I had a bad.
Me
For
too.
example, I worked on a multiple
What?
house construction job where the owner would bring his pit every day. And every day it was the same thing when you showed up for work in the morning. The thing would make a big show of like it was going to attack you and fuck you all up until you were all nice to it and petted it, and then it was fine all day long. Then the reset button every morning, the fucking thing would go berserk when I showed up. It was
There.
like, okay, here we
I
go.
mean,
Have it, you know.
My
Who
dog
are you?
is.
I've never seen you before. I don't trust you. Who are you?
My dog
What
is.
I'm getting from what
that
you
way
just
with the
said there,
neighbors, for
Steve,
sure.
is
Well,
that
that's
it was
the answer.
greeting you.
That's the answer,
It was
Steve.
loudly greeting
It's not the
you
dog.
every morning.
It's the owner. It's not the dog. It's the owner.
No, it's not. That's not 100% true.
I mean, I just don't know if you just don't understand
Yeah.
the way the dog's
It's
trying
the
to
owner,
communicate with you
Steve.
either.
That's the
Yeah.
problem with dogs.
So
because
so all pit
Well-
bull
Pit
attacks are on the owner,
I'll be right back.
Magrande. So all pit bull attacks are on the owner. It's not really on the dog itself.
100% on the owner.
That's bullshit.
No,
I had
no.
I had a bully.
I'm just
before.
saying that if you have an aggressive dog, you need to bring it down.
You're gonna put an aggressive dog, a family member in your life down.
Dumb.
If
I
you
disagree,
bring a pit bull that's already had an
No,
owner
I
that's
said
made
you
it
need to
violent,
be
then
able
it's
to
going to be
bring
violent
him
the rest of
down.
its life. But
There's some breeds that you cannot.
Yeah.
You could be
Yeah.
alpha, but it doesn't
Exactly.
matter. Outside the house, they're alpha. They don't look at anybody else as alpha but you.
Yeah, and I think
Where the
that was
fuck's
the
Happy
problem.
Dog?
I
He would
think
tell
that
you.
was the problem with that
Well,
dog is that
That's true. And the
Nathan
fact
and Free-
is you guys all know about dogs, and you know you have to be smart to bring a dog around children and everything else. So you know your dog, or you don't.
yeah, I
That's
mean
what
the
it comes
truth
down
of it
to.
was that I
It's
could
not the
kick that
dog; it's us.
I could
We have to
kick that
control the
dog through
animal.
a wall if I needed to, but Aphid, the point what I'm
Yeah.
making is when that dog came running at me every time when
Yeah.
I'd show up on that job site, it had that quick, fluttering pit bull tail and this gnashing like of the teeth that really looked like it
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
bite,
yeah.
dude.
My dog ain't like that. No.
And I
Yeah.
would just be like, listen, you know me, all right?
I've been there.
And then 2 hours later, when I'm having a sip of coffee and sitting on the floor, you know, the thing will come over and put its head down on your knee and let you pet it and like totally like,
Right.
show you its belly. So it
Right.
was almost like it was bastardized by part of its breed, and then the other part was this sweet, loving dog, and it couldn't control this like
No.
inner demon that it had. That
You know, it
always
was his daddy. It was his daddy.
sucks, man.
It was the owner letting him do that. He should have controlled that dog. He was a good dog. He should have controlled him. That was
Maybe. I mean, the
what was
owner
going
was
on
a
there.
shitbag, and then the grandfather had the dog. You know how that goes. So it was a whole shitty thing.
So
Yeah.
Magrande. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
had a dog,
I know.
And-
I know.
you're the owner, but terriers tend to be very protective of their territory. So is that the owner's fault if the dog wants to protect the property and all that stuff, even though the alpha male, the owner, can't control that?
Well, not if he hired me under contract to enter
Well,
the job.
He was
every
making
day.
sure you motherfuckers did the job right. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. My point is, in response to your question, if the guy is having someone come to his house, he needs to control his dog. But if he's going out to a job site where people are working and bringing his dog, he needs to have control of his dog instead of having what a
but it
dog does to protect the household.
It was what you call a spec house in the industry. So he bought the land. He bought everything.
You can have a bad dog and be, look.
Hello?
Yeah.
So, yeah, literally, he didn't care because he owned the houses until the job was done.
Oh, my
God.
God.
He was the GC, and he was like, hey, he's my dog. He's fine.
Just my point. The guy's a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy's a dick. He's on a power trip, and so is his dog. So my point is, the guy has to control his animal, you know?
How many dogs do you have, Magranda?
But they're not inherently, no dog is inherently bad.
McGrande
what are you talking about?
McGrande he's got gerbils, the whole army.
You talking to me? Yeah. I got gerbils. Yeah.
All right, so you're not that far behind. You're like
go.
Maybe 4 seconds.
No.
Yeah, 3 seconds. That's pretty good.
I've had plenty of dogs.
You did?
More animals than you probably had then.
Well,
I think it's more. I think the delay is a result of alcohol more than technology. I think.
How many dogs do you have, McGrande?
I agree.
Could be.
I agree.
How many dogs do you have?
He agrees.
I agree.
The delay and lag starts in the brain.
We cannot blame the cloud for everything.
Oh, just the cloudiness. Oh, not bad.
The cloud is in a different spot.
How about this? How many cats do you have, Magranda? Oh, I can't do this. I can't do this.
I've had about 10 cats in my life. I'm at 25, so I'm not going to last much longer. I think
you've had
that way.
Magrande, how old are you?
So I'm going to stay on as long as I can, boys.
Well, Magrande, how old are you?
64 next month.
64? Did you ever think about quit smoking?
Yeah, next month.
Next month? You're
Pardon?
quitting smoking? Oh, your birthday's next month. Well, you ever think about quit smoking?
No.
Why not?
I found that when most people quit smoking, they die.
Oh, shit. Then I got to keep smoking? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's a fucking
well, you're still young enough.
According to top scientist,
you're still young enough. You're still young enough, Top, that it may make sense if you want to quit now.
I'm in my 50s. So.
For me, it's way too late.
Shit.
But AFET, do you know what the mix of your dog is?
Yeah, I got we DNA tested her.
Oh, you can actually do that? How much does that cost?
Like
Holy
$100
shit.
bucks.
Oh,
it was
fuck
85.
that. Wow.
85.
What
I
a-
need to look at that then.
It is fun
bourgeoisie.
though. It is
You are
fun.
bourgeoisie, man.
So she's only like I don't know, 15-20%. I don't even think 20%, 15%.
American
Staffordshire Terrier. And then, but she's just as much, if not more, a beagle. So they don't add up, you know.
It's all a terrier, though. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't all. There's boxer in her.
Thank you, wife. Thank you very much.
What is that? Is that
So,
whiskey?
Aphid, is she a barker? She bark a lot?
No, I wouldn't say a lot because compared to the Doberman pinchers that are in the neighbor's yard, she doesn't bark nearly as much as. But if there is something that it gets her attention, she will bark for sure.
Beagles are hunters, man.
This is Maple.
Can I tell you a story about a beagle?
No, I want to hear what Smokesteve said.
Maple infused Crown Royal.
Oh, okay.
My buddy brought it over. He said, dude, I just got it as a gift. And I was like, I'll take a fucking re-gift any day. Nice brown liquor.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, dude. And it's good. It tastes like if you had a glass of Crown Royal Canadian and put about a teaspoon of maple syrup mixed with it, that's exactly what it tastes like. Very
I gotta
nice.
try that out. Is that a seasonal thing, or I can buy that anytime?
I would think so.
Okay.
I mean, it's smooth, dude. It's not hot, but it's not great. I don't know how to describe it. It's different, but I like it.
I see
It was
nostrils
free.
on Last Dance now. Look at that. You got up close. Uh-oh.
So the Mrs. Lip sent me the DNA results. So she's 23% boxer, 15% American Pit Bull Terrier, 5% Staffordshire Terrier, 17% Labrador, 9% German short-haired Pointer, 5% Golden Retriever, 13% Beagle, 3% Catahoula Leopard Dog, whatever that
Jesus,
is.
there's a bit of everything.
Oh yeah, that's a rare breed.
That's too many percentages.
5%
Wow.
Alaskan Malamute, and 3% Chow Chow.
Catahoula leopard dog. That's a
One
cool
thing
one.
about
Holy shit.
dogs. Dogs are not racist.
You know what we got?
are they?
We've got genetic diversity here. We have genetic diversity, and that means
Speak
that
for yourself.
beast is going to breed, create offspring that are resistant to major corona and olfactory type of viruses in the future.
I will say that dog will be
That
healthy
dog
in
is
the
diversified.
jailbreed for
It's the
definite.
biggest problem, you know.
I'm telling you.
Are you trying to promote
Yeah.
dog
We've got genetic
Dog,
diversity. That's
human-
important.
No, he's
relations?
Bestiality.
If
he's
did you get your
expounding
dog the
the
booster
pluriverse
shot
is what
yet?
he's doing.
You know, I did. Fauci told me it would help.
Yeah, at one point over the whole pandemic, I heard like the tigers or the lions in the
Holy
Brooklyn
shit.
Zoo had COVID. I was like, what
I
the
heard that
fuck?
too.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Remember?
Not a bit.
Kind
Yeah,
of disappeared,
What the
but
fuck is that?
what's that? Skip? Is that his
Yeah.
It's
name?
a long hair.
Chip.
Skipper.
There he is.
Chip.
Yay,
Chip,
Yeah,
right.
they did.
I got Chip's DNA results.
Chip of the underbite.
Wow, he's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, Chip's cool.
He's a
Chip
Chip is
beauty.
my
Underbite.
Chip is my buddy.
Too
Chip
hairy.
will just hang out and
Wow.
stand next to him.
You got
and
two
wait
of
for
them,
a
too.
pet.
That's
Okay.
nice.
Chip is 43% Chihuahua, which
Oh,
I would never have
Chip-
guessed.
Chip was really upset about that one.
Chip,
Yeah.
you dirty bastard.
16% Poodle. He was not happy about that either. 9%
Why?
Dachshund, 8%
Dachshund?
Yorkshire Terrier, and this is the part that Chip thinks they got wrong. Chip is 8% American Pit Bull Terrier. Chip is convinced that he was the 43% Pit Bull, right, Chip?
Chip is awesome.
Why don't they just say
I can tell by his
100%
vicious
wolf and be
nature.
over with it?
Yeah, look at the other one now. Fucking jealousy over here.
Oh yeah, they're totally jealous because Chip follows me everywhere I go.
There you go.
And
I
Cinnamon
agree,
is like,
Biscuit.
Can you bring
Cinnamon
Chip
gets
to work?
jealous.
So who's
No,
the
I
alpha
don't take
male in
him
the
to
house? Who's the alpha male in the house? Your wife or
Well,
you?
I am.
Oh, you are?
I am the alpha. They all three follow me around.
Do they sleep on your bed?
You're a lucky man,
Yes,
Al.
they do.
That's not
You're a
alpha.
lucky man,
no.
Aphid.
Yeah,
You're a
Alpha
lucky
never
man.
shares a bed.
Alpha never shares bed.
Chip wouldn't have no part of that. Actually, Cinnamon, the big one, she has to
That
get
means
down.
Chip's the daddy.
Well, Cinnamon has to get
Bravo.
down because she's just too
Bravo.
big. If I take a nap by myself, or actually if me and my wife both take a nap, she can come into. Oh no! Here comes the other one.
Oh God!
All right, bring on the other one.
No,
Happy
we
New
haven't
Year.
had.
Happy New Year's, Carol.
It's the wee one
Carol.
that wheezes everywhere.
Yes, this is the
Now,
sister.
now, Topple, just to make sure I got it right, I looked
Wow,
it up
you're
last
lucky.
night.
I
It's
can never
Happy
take a
New
nap. How do
Year,
you do that?
Happy.
I
Oh, I
want
love
to take a
naps.
nap, but I can't take one.
not New
I love 'em.
Year's.
All right, you attack my Philadelphia dialect all you want. That's how it is.
No, because the only thing you refer to as New Year's is the possessive day, so it's New Year's Day. But the rest is when you say Happy New Year, you always say New Year. Because I questioned myself sending out a tweet last night wishing all humankind, even though only 7 people saw it, Happy New Year.
I didn't even see it. You
They're the
bastard.
only ones that
Lock me?
count.
No, dude, you just, I mean, whatever. But
All right,
so,
what kind of whore parents did this dog have? What kind of mix is this?
Yeah.
We don't know. We
Oh,
only know
Jesus.
because the other ones are all rescued, and this one was a spur of the moment purchase off of Facebook Marketplace. She doesn't show up good on camera.
Oh wow,
wow, she kind of
God, she
blends
looks
in
very-
with the
She's supposed
shadows.
right.
Stuffy,
She's supposedly
really stuffy.
half poodle, half chihuahua.
Why'd
That's
you buy
what
her?
she's supposed to be. Well,
Wow.
at the time my son was going to school virtually and having a hard time with it, and he wanted a rabbit because he thought that would help him get through the days. And another buddy of mine was telling us don't get a rabbit because he's got a
Rabbits
rabbit.
suck.
Yeah, he's like, just don't do it.
Rabbit.
Yeah, he's like, don't do it, dude, don't do it.
So you got another dog instead of a rabbit.
I was totally against it. I fought tooth and nail, but it came to the point where you can only do so much, and they won, and we got Chloe, who pisses all over. She's caused thousands of dollars of damage in
How
my
you
house.
doing?
You
wanna go
may
back
want to
bed?
get those carpets
Go on,
taken
then.
out, permanently and go to wood or tile.
I probably will, but the
vinyl
larger
plank.
dog later on in life will have a harder time, getting around on hardwood or tile.
Just
Vinyl plank
Put some nice
flooring with runners, and the
dog
dogs walk on the
beds around.
runners.
Runners like
yeah,
Like
You know,
from
like-
the 70s.
Yeah.
runners and nice dog beds and all that.
The dog gets on the vinyl. He's like, can't get. It's like
Yeah.
ice. He can't move.
Diapers. That's what you need.
diapers.
Like,
Well, she is not fixed, and she does have her time.
oh my god.
Well,
My dog's not fixed.
But-
How bad? How old is she?
Now she's like a year and a half, I think, somewhere around there.
What
Well,
kind
the
of house
blood
are you
will-
running over there? If it
Look who it is. Brandon
What-
Moon. How come he doesn't ever come on here? I know
He
he's not shy.
That's right.
Motherfucker can play guitar for
Yeah,
6
I know, man.
hours.
He's never come on here. He's
He's
been on the
hungover.
Discord.
Good.
He's
tactical.
hungover tonight.
Make
He's-
yourself
We,
known, buddy.
we might not be cool
He's
enough
a
for him.
complete.
I think
sniper.
I think that is what it is. I think we're just not cool enough for him.
I mean, he could play a song. He could hang out. He can get shit faced. I don't care.
Right? I'd love to hang out with him.
He sounds
I
like
want
a
it.
chill dude.
I heard he does little Bill Cosby kind of shows with people.
Oh, does he? Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
He
Jello
loves to
pudding
put in-
cups.
a little
Loves
pudding.
to put in.
A little pudding.
Oh,
Nothing wrong with that.
Can you believe that guy sold us all Jello pudding pops and it seemed totally fine at the time? We were
I
all
have no
like,
problem with him. I
I
think he
liked
was a
him, but-
stand-up comedian.
The Jello pudding pops had a little glaze of ice on the outside. It was really quite an experience. Who knew that? And he just got released, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
he got released because he was old.
I mean,
Geriatric.
the dude certainly looked old as an MFer when he was on
Yeah,
trial.
yeah, he's way beyond me.
Yeah. No, I did like that show. That was it's a quality show.
I like this stand-up. Very
Yeah.
clean,
Yeah.
and he was hilarious.
Well, I mean, he told a lot of jokes about Spanish fly, which was a mythical drug from the 70s
Low
that you
and
gave to
low.
women to make them have sex with you.
But you think it's funny how like one person comes out, all of a sudden 30 others come out? Like
look
that's
at
what
you.
I
Me Too
fear.
movement
That's
was
what I
quite a
fear
movement,
in the
you know.
future.
Top
One
notch.
person will say something I did, but
In
Wow.
defense of Cosby, huh? Wow, look at you.
oh, I'm just saying.
What about Harvey Weinstein? Totally innocent? Is that what you think?
Well, no, that was another one that. Oh no, I'm not saying Bill Cosby was innocent, but I'm just saying
no, I
it's
know you're
funny
not.
how
I'm
like
breaking balls.
I don't even know anything about Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. Well,
He
a
was
lot
a boss
of people,
that if you wanted a bonus, you got a bonus.
a lot of people have said that
You got a bonus to get a bonus.
that what was like. I think we've talked about it. What was the actual evidence against him?
Girls slept with
Against-
him to get in movies, right? So
Yeah,
what's
I
wrong
never
with that?
It's
followed the case,
Weinstein or
closely
Cosby?
enough.
Weinstein. I don't.
Oh.
Cosby. I mean,
I mean, the
Did he
evidence
technically-
was all
Did he
testimony.
technically rape
it was
those women?
testimony.
Yeah.
Did he technically rape those women though?
Which one?
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
Weinstein or wherever the hell he is.
Yeah,
Should he
that's a
technically
good
rape
question.
those women?
I would say no, at least the ones that I heard.
Right.
Should
it
he be
seemed
in
like
jail for it?
Now
that you're changing your...
I don't...
Yeah.
I mean...
Dicey.
Well,
Dicey alert. Dicey alert.
Last Dance,
go
you
ahead.
finish. Should he be in jail for doing what he did?
I don't know enough detail to say where the line is here.
It
is a cop out. I think
All right,
not.
Well, answer your
That's
own
my
question,
guess.
top notch. What?
No, absolutely not. If
Whoa.
the case was a young woman over 18 or whatever state he's in that was legal at that time, he basically did the, like, hey, you want to be in a movie? You got to do this. And they did it. That's on them. That's not on him.
I mean, I have to kind of agree with that.
Yeah, if that's what really happened.
I thought it was so gross to agree with me for once.
No, I don't. The way you put it, like I'm like Last Dance. I don't really know. I didn't follow the trial.
There's a lot of context.
Is it no different to offering a woman £100 for sex and then them saying, "Yeah, I'll take the money for sex"?
Yeah, but it's illegal for prostitution. Or
if that were true, Biscuit, then the woman would be guilty too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then why aren't the women guilty in this situation? They're still getting paid.
No, it's not direct payment. I guess you can cloud it. I've heard it said that you can have sex with a woman and then give her a gift afterwards for like $300.
Isn't it also true that if you pay a woman, for sex, if you pay a woman for sex and video it, then it's also.
But you can't release that video.
Yeah.
Let's say you meet a new friend while you're driving by in your '97 Mustang, in cherry red Mustang. You pick up your new friend. You have a conversation. Maybe you grab a few bottles of cheap booze. You go to a hotel. You have sex. At the end of your conversation and sexual time, you decide to give her a present. Maybe $100 or so, or $200. How can that be technically illegal, right? I mean,
how can it be? Prosecutor brings the charge, a jury convicts.
The details seemed really familiar to me.
Yeah, I know.
What I'm saying is, like, oh, dude, I've watched. I mean, if you're on the internet, you watch these Johns get busted all the time.
Right. There's a world of difference between, the offer and acceptance of a contract and getting busted by law enforcement for trying to get laid.
Prostitution is illegal.
They always catch them on conversational, like basically the semantics of the deal.
I got a good story after you finish.
And so the person who's stupid enough to get caught by a cop who's like posing as a prostitute, it's like you have to agree to a lot of things
2 weeks ago
for them to be able to take you to court and prosecute on that. Whereas,
but it can cost a private, citizen huge amounts of money to fight it.
Yeah.
Well, what if you were?
It's hard to get a conviction for law enforcement, but if you do get convicted, it's pretty serious. So everybody pleads guilty to some reduced sentence.
Sex registration.
What if she came up to you and was like, "Hey, you want to have sex?" She brought it up. You want to have sex for money or whatever. What if you're like, "Well, I know I wouldn't want to be into something illegal like that, but do you have anything that I could buy off you for that same amount of money?" And if she pulled out, like, let's say a ink pen, and you said, "Well, I'll give you $300 for that ink pen," like, could you still get charged with?
That's good.
Bargain prostitution. Yes, great.
Absolutely.
I was a season.
You could get charged still, really?
Absolutely.
Why would that? Why?
Because that's just a sham. It's a sham exchange. They say, "What's the market value?"
Depending on the local, statutes is where it's,
they could sell things like postcards or something really cheap.
On revenue exchange.
All right, let me bring it to another level. What if you pick her up and bring her to a bar, okay? And you guys have a few drinks, and you're having a bunch of laughs at the bar. And
what drinks were they?
Let's just say
pudding pop or
double Cuervo margaritas. So you're both catching a nice buzz. and you're like, hey, I've got some hundreds in my wallet. Here, you're cool. I really like you. And then you give them to her. Then you decide to get together the next night. Then you get together the next night and have sex. Okay?
I'm never going to prosecute you.
Great.
Let's put it that way.
Like,
where do I sign up?
At what level? What I'm bringing up is the same as what Aphid Lip said. Is at what level is it no longer prostitution?
Well, the thing is,
and
you're
is
allowed
it just
to
dating?
escort-
And can you blur the lines so much that it becomes?
escorts are allowed, aren't they?
Here's why that doesn't work. Because prostitutes don't just have one John. They do it continuously, and they have a record, and they have a history, and those can all be used against you and her. The cops are going to arrest you both, and one of you will probably agree to plead guilty to a reduced charge and to agree to testify against the other. So, yeah, you might work. It might work,
Well,
but don't think there's a way around these.
Escort
Yeah,
services
working on
are
the
illegal,
last
aren't they?
dance.
True.
Thanks a lot.
Well, and what is I've always wondered, like, are
Take it
pornos
from me.
are pornos legal? Like, to film a porno? Like,
Yeah.
is that legal?
They're paid
It's a contract.
actors. They don't get paid.
But are they
People
part of
tried
like
that.
a thing? Like what if you just said that you were just filming this and paying the person for their time?
Yeah, people have tried that, and they've.
I have they. Well, you would
Yeah.
think, because just
Yeah.
thinking about 10 seconds, I'm coming up with these ideas.
Well, from what I've
I
heard
mean-
about the Screen Actors Guild and how it was canceled like handily recently, I wouldn't be surprised if they're ready to bring in some porn actors because they're in tough shape. The SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, which I think is the union that kind of runs the whole. Did you guys hear what happened?
No.
How
Wow.
they canceled the Golden Globes? Anything?
Oh,
Anybody?
no.
No, nobody.
SAG
yeah.
AFTRA. Didn't hear that. No.
Yeah, so they canceled the
I got
Golden
a whip of
Globes because there was a lot of sexual allegations against the whole SAG thing. I think.
Well, I don't understand. Again, it's a union, right?
Screen Actors Guild, and
Right.
So it's allegations against the union.
That sounds sort of
People in the
conspiratorial
union
here.
possibly.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, union officials.
Oh, union officials like leadership.
But
and
whatever they
executive.
did, it was enough for them to cancel the Golden Globes, which was what I considered to be the last good awards show. People had drinks. They had Ricky Gervais hosting a
Golden
bunch of
Globes,
years. He absolutely tore apart the fucking asshole
Couple of years.
celebrities.
That was
It
3
was
years
funny,
ago.
man.
Yeah.
People are getting
Wow.
drunk up there. He even brought to light, like Meryl Streep. Yeah, you called Harvey Weinstein God. He would really
Yeah.
roast the hell out of people on
He was
stage.
awesome.
But
That was his
absolutely.
last show. Yeah.
Good
But-
evening, all.
Well, his last show.
There he
He's been-
is.
He's been
He's awake.
killing it all across the United
Yeah,
Kingdom.
well, you kept me
for
fucking
the last
waiting,
year.
Steve.
Yo, Base
Yeah,
Welshman.
it's okay.
You think
Good
Harvey
evening.
Weinstein should be in jail?
Yes, 110%.
Go
And
for it.
I think Steve answered his own question. The reason why it was cancelled is because it's fucking run by pedophiles. The whole Hollywood set.
No,
you
no,
know?
no, 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 no. There's nothing that stated anything about underage girls. But if the women were over of age, should he be in jail?
Oh, 100%, yeah. I mean,
Why?
well, because what he did, from some of the details I've seen, it was a proper sleazeball trick. It was invite the
Yeah.
actresses up to the room, then he would use the bathroom and come out naked or something and expect
Hey,
some
now.
sort of he clearly
You're
got
right,
power
Based
hungry.
Welshman. That sounds incredibly
But
horrendous when you
was
put it that way. It's
But was
totally
the door
true.
locked? Was the
You
girl
big old
allowed to
hairy
be?
nasty man.
Could the girl get out?
Well,
I don't
yeah,
know. There-
Jesus
yeah,
Christ! I'm fucking defending Weinstein.
I get what Topple's saying because they could have walked away, but they wouldn't have got the job, etc., etc.
That's on them,
Yeah,
though.
I get what you're saying, but when someone's got that much power, we all know what happens with humans when they get unbelievable power. They take the fucking piss.
Oh, I know I would.
Well, that's what he did, and he did it like
That's the problem.
Yeah, there's a great actress. I guess I can mention her by name, right? She's
Go
famous
for
in
it.
Hollywood.
Yeah, go for it.
Rose McGowan.
I would hit
it.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, back then,
what I
not
was going
now.
to
That's
say
her
is
from Charmed, isn't it?
she had an experience with
Okay.
him that apparently was extremely serious and detrimental to her. That involved some sort of favors for work, essentially.
Not that.
And she ended up on Charm, so she's all good. She has a lot of money.
I mean, I'm not saying she went to an awards show with Marilyn Manson wearing literally a
Oh,
net,
that's so hot.
a fish net that you could see every single portion of her body. Fucking.
oh,
But
yeah.
I mean, that doesn't matter. What happened between her and Weinstein did seem. I guess trying to attribute.
The real question is, would you consider that rape
Or
actually?
Felonious, some felonious charge higher than a misdemeanor. You know what I'm saying? Whether
It's
or not
not in law, it's not actually a criminal offense to say.
It actually sort of moves
to
over
ask
to
a
the
woman
civil,
for sex.
law area where you've got undue application of force, undue influence, things like that.
Was there a contract?
Right, contractual law, yeah,
Yeah.
spoken or unspoken,
And that,
yeah.
and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
mean,
mean-
the guy's got access. He's worth probably still hundreds of millions, and he has access probably still to hundreds of millions more of insurance.
Cypher, should he be in jail right now? What we're talking about right now, I don't know
enough
all
about the
charges.
case to answer your.
But
I
if you're
I
telling
really
me-
don't know enough about the case.
I agree.
If
I
he
don't know
used his
enough.
power, how about this? If he used his power to have sex with these women and then got them somewhere else with contracts with movies, TV shows, should he be in jail right now?
If I were
I don't know all the context.
If I were a horseshoe crab, should I have been the emperor of the earth?
That's
You
not
know,
even the question.
you answer me, top notch.
I think it was
Top-
worse than that, Topple. It was
Yeah, I was just going to say,
sex with
Topple,
me. Have sex with me, and you're in. If you don't, I'll blacklist you. You won't get a job
Topple-
anywhere.
There's other opportunities you can go through.
I'm sure that,
What are you saying?
Come on,
I'm trying to say that I'm sure there was more to it. That there was more to it than the old bribery. There was more to it than that. I'm sure there was.
I believe that too, because he's sitting in jail right now. But I'm just stating, like, if the scenario that we're talking about right now, should he be in jail if he used his power to have sex, but didn't actually?
No, I don't think that in that particular case. No.
Thank you, Biscuit.
No,
you're my new favorite.
I agree
However,
with you.
he must have done something else to be put in prison, though.
Yeah. This is there is much more to it than just coercing and bribing up and coming actresses for sex.
In the long and short, it's like, if you have sex with me, I'll give you a job. Basically.
Okay, I'll give you a classic example. It's a bit like the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. They've shut that fucking trial down. The judge has like sealed papers now. Right, the FBI lost all the videos from his safe, and now they think that the case is done. She's going to appeal, and she might even win the appeal. So the FBI, fucking your FBI, what a joke they are. And they think they've done their job. The Crown thinks they've done their job, the prosecutors. Right, but the reality is that's a fucking stitch up. There is so many high profile celebrities and VIPs throughout the world, including Prince Andrew, that are in on that. They have the evidence. They're hiding it, just like they're hiding what goes on many different examples.
What kind of evidence do you think they're hiding?
They're hiding things like, Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein was the old Mossad honey trap. It's not hidden. Everyone's pretty known about that. And
how about Welshie? How about old Slick Willie? I mean, you got to know he's in there.
Slick Willie, who's Slick Willie?
President
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, 26 times he was on the flight log. He was on the flight log more than anyone. It's available. The flight log's available, chap.
Yeah. There's
but it'll never be released.
I just saw a picture of Bill Clinton walking a woman to her wedding, like down the aisle, and right there in the audience is Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah,
so
that was Chelsea, the daughter. That was Billy and Chelsea. That was.
Is that
That was his own daughter's. That was his own daughter's wedding.
Chelsea?
Okay,
So
there
she's
we go.
Chelsea's.
Invited to,
And it,
yeah, like,
Bill's not
yeah.
her father anyway, but is that fact?
Yeah,
though?
yeah. Yeah, I know that one.
I mean,
But,
it
yeah.
surely is
Ghislaine was
interesting.
invited to Bill's daughter's fucking wedding. That's how close they are.
Yeah, and I heard there was another celebrity coming out recently. Oh, it was that other British fucker who's always in the news. Not Ricky Gervais, not the chef. It's the other one.
Branson.
No.
The Prince Harry.
No. It's the one who's more like in the maybe slightly not Simon Cowell, but he's yeah, I can't remember, but he basically said I interviewed her once because there was a picture that came out with him.
Piers Morgan.
Piers Morgan.
Piers
There
Morgan.
you go.
Okay.
That's him.
Yeah, you got it, Piers Morgan. Oh, Piers Morgan, he knew more than that. I mean, I don't know any more than whatever.
But
He
Trump
went
was on
into
his plane
immediate
too.
damage control because there's a picture of him having a conversation with her. And he's like,
So when was Trump on the plane?
That's the only conversation we ever had. That's
Trump
what
was on his plane.
Topple went when?
Yeah.
Why are you getting defensive about this? Where you start talking about
one or two
Republicans
times
now?
based on what he was. You know,
He was on his plane. He even
was.
said he was
Yeah,
on his
yeah,
plane
yeah,
before.
yeah.
Yeah, but where did the plane go?
Not a big deal.
To New York City?
Yeah, that's right. Went to New York City, not the island.
Oh, how you know? Where else we don't
New
know?
York fucking City. And on top of that, on just a quick one on top of that,
Don't you mess with Space Watch,
he was banned from every Trump resort. I think it's between 2011 and 2009.
And for what reason now?
Because he was caught.
Yeah, he was caught. So you want to distance yourself away from that?
He was caught with 12-year-old Ghislaine Giffray or whatever her name is.
Well, if you work with somebody that just got caught, wouldn't you try to distance yourself away from them too?
Well, yeah, he banned. Yeah, he was caught with that Giffray girl because an old man was working on the Mar-a-Lago site, and yeah, he banned him from every resort. He had nothing to do with him from that moment on.
Didn't he come out real strongly against her too, and wish her she'd go to hell for all the crimes that she's done?
There was a bloke who Trump said he'd never met, yet he'd been pictured about 150 times with. So he's pretty good at lying about who he's met.
He definitely had nothing to do with Epstein from, I think it was, like I said, 2010.
But I saw pictures with him, though. I saw them together.
That would have been before 2010.
Right, before.
Oh, so
he didn't do bad things before 2010.
That island didn't exist before 2010, though?
Yeah, he was never on it. He was not on the flight lag to the island. And just another one, Julian Assange was asked about Trump. Why didn't you dig anything up on Trump? He said there's nothing on him.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and he's got fucking shit on every cunt.
Every cunt.
My whole thing is we don't know. We'll never know. That will always be buried. No one will ever know.
And I'd like to that. I'd like to pick, because I was in a side chat for like an hour. I'd like to pick apart the Mr. Ivermectin chat you were having about saying Trump had shares in Ivermectin. Ivermectin. Ivermectin was mentioned, and then someone said, "Oh, hasn't he got shares in Ivermectin?"
All right. Well, I don't remember that, but go for it.
I do. Yeah.
Well, Ivermectin came out of patent in 1996, and I checked. Merck make about 5% of the world's population of ivermectin. So they don't make any of it. Trump doesn't make any money out of fucking ivermectin. He didn't take ivermectin. He took hydroxychloroquine with a combination.
That's the one he's got. That's the one he's got shares in, isn't it?
Yeah, hydroxychloroquine. Yes,
I think that's out of patent too. I'll have to check.
The one he took was the one that he had shares in. That's all I know.
Well, yeah, you said Ivo. Well,
yeah, you're right. But Joe Rogan did take ivermectin.
No, Was it Ivory Mecca or was it something else?
No, it
No,
was.
he took ivermectin, 100%.
He did, and he,
Isn't that the horse dewormer pill though?
Yeah, I think it's just a dewormer. That's all they use.
no,
Yeah.
it's
right?
not.
No,
it's
it's
not.
the HIV medicine.
Come on, boys.
No,
was
it's
pretty
a
funny,
horse
you know.
dewormer.
It's the HIV
Come on.
antiviral.
Stop
that-
it,
They
lads.
give it to horse to
No,
deworm them.
they also have given it, historically to human beings for various.
Okay.
I didn't hear that.
And
Okay.
Joe Rogan really got pissed about that, and
Okay.
Gupta, CNN's Gupta, he got him on
He
his
destroyed
Joe
it.
Rogan show.
He didn't
Yeah,
destroy
and
him. He went back on
Thank you.
CNN the next day and said to CNN,
He's going to get beat up. He said Joe was going to beat him up. He said a 2.5 hour conversation was. I've never had a 2.5 hour conversation with someone. I was like, what a pleb. What a fucking pleb.
no, I honor him for that. It
Joe
takes a lot
Rogan
of
had it
balls to
right.
do that.
He said, "You fucking don't think I can afford people medicine?"
No, yeah, Joe
ivermectin
Rogan.
is prescribed for people and has been historically for decades.
Yeah. So to Topple. So the
Dewormer.
it's what currently it's in the 10 most important drugs known as human ivermectin.
Top
Known to
10?
human. Yeah, top 10. And it won the Nobel Medical Prize in 2015. Ivermectin for humans.
No,
I
okay?
had no clue about that.
So get that mainstream media out your head. And the reality is,
human beings were SOL,
amazing drug.
after about age 60.
Well, I did not know this. My news is not telling me this.
Well, don't Google it.
I think it's just ahead of penicillin.
It's one of those monthly.
Really?
It was.
No,
What
no.
about
I
amoxicillin?
mentioned with Neil
No,
deGrasse
it's
Tyson,
not.
it was Regeneron that
Well,
was
that's
on.
good to
It was
know.
the CEO of Regeneron.
Well, what's the vaccine at? Where is that number 2 now? The vaccine?
Who has a? Yeah.
Topple, there's been
Sounds like one of Dave's top
3.7
10
billion doses, 3.7 billion given to
You don't need
humans
to
of
tell me
ivermectin. All right.
You got a link? Maybe put it in the sidebar.
Yeah, Base Welshman. I became you on Discord. I'm posting all these links now, and I feel like you trying to prove the others that they're wrong.
Well, you haven't got to prove it sometimes. You just, you can do it yourself. I mean, anything you can check anything I've just said to yourself.
Regeneron
On the trigger warning
antiviral.
server on Discord, did you guys see my uploads of the Kennedy Space Center stuff?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, go look.
Oh, I probably got-
thanks.
I probably fell asleep while I was looking at them. Let me see.
Yeah, you probably did, knowing you.
That was awesome.
I know.
and
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Biscuit earlier on was absolutely spot on what he said very early on in the chat when
What's
he was
that?
when he was talking about Omicron being the get out and the natural vaccine. He's absolutely spot on.
Oh, you think it's going to end it?
And he slowly got. I believe he's got like wiser on the whole subject in the last 6 months.
I think it's because of you.
I honestly do.
Oh my God! It's a new year.
He's
Did I
obviously
say it
getting
right,
information.
Smokesteve?
No, he's spot on though. It is. I mean, it really is, chaps. I know you had the other guy on earlier on saying the one delay on his Wi-Fi, but look, viruses traditionally get weaker, and like he said, it's going to keep on getting weaker.
I mean,
And-
there is the rare possibility that the flu virus is the flu virus may one day become a massive killer, but generally viruses do get less deadly because we're evolving with it and becoming less
So
virulent.
it might be a deadly flu.
No, it's a mild
Apparently,
cold.
There's
a
a
mild
big
cold.
scare that flu will eventually become so deadly.
How many joints do you roll up? Jesus, I'm sorry.
I don't think that anything from this point forward is anything more than an opinion
I have
of
little
what
bud
could happen.
Yeah,
inside of
it
this.
is opinion,
Inside of
but
this deal.
I do believe that Omicron is the way forward for lots of people not to get dead.
What? So should I grab my kids and throw them with other kids that have the virus right now?
No.
Oh, but you're saying that it will make them better.
I'm just saying it's a natural evolution of a disease that's getting less deadly.
You know, there was a Jesus. Oh. There was a time back in the olden days when people would have parties with their kids who had chicken pox. Yeah. This is not a joke.
Well, a swinger party?
Chicken pox parties, yeah.
Swinger party.
Essentially, yeah, they would trade bodily fluids, but they were the pathogen known as the chickenpox virus.
Oh.
So they would want their kids to get together if one kid had it.
It was deemed more dangerous to catch it as an adult, so it's best to get it.
Does that work with herpes? Like, should we have swinger parties for herpes?
Once you get herpes, you got it right.
I don't know.
Oh, damn! So there's no cure for me?
No, you're screwed, man.
I got the joke.
What do you got? The drip?
Drip? No, that's the other one, diarrhea.
What do you get with herpes?
I get like
cold sores.
It's difficult down there. It's only like once every 3 months. We're okay. I got medication for it.
Himspees.
You got a cream you apply?
No, it's a medication now. We evolved as humans. Now we can use other things.
Well, it's only contagious as long as there's
you're getting into guys' private parts now. You stop it.
What, you want me to show you? I don't have it right now, but I can show you the before and after picture.
No, don't.
What would you be showing us a picture of?
You don't do that.
Well, no.
Yeah, don't do that.
He's like I can only keep a straight face for so long.
My lawyer, Cypher is my lawyer in this matter.
You really want to Cypher as your lawyer?
As your counselor.
Well,
not to
Cypher, you have to call it something by now, right? What kind of VD you have?
Well, this goes to the source of the erratic problems.
Oh. Well, you're the one showing up in hotels, and I don't know. So
I know. I used to be Mr. Excitement, but now I'm Mr. Excitable.
I don't get it.
Just think about it. It's pretty.
Check the guy out in the back chat. Tweet in the back chat. It's really simple graph showing you the waves in South Africa and showing you the deaths in yellow and the infections in white.
Oh,
and it actually
you
can clearly
talk to me about that.
Oh, I forgot about the chat. Harry, has Steven's been trying to get on?
Has he? I didn't realize.
Yeah. I guess he's not there because about.
Never mind. I thought he was having some time off because
it's just another day in paradise.
Things happening in family.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
24,000 per day on that chart.
Woo! Yeah. How many deaths?
What?
Deaths are in yellow, infections are in white. You can see them.
What are you talking about?
Sorry.
I'm just looking at the chat.
Yeah, that's what I noticed recently.
Why did you post fear porn to me, Baseball?
You uploaded things?
Looks like we're at about 3,000 deaths.
On private. Okay,
fear
private.
Porn.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Private chat.
I always use fear porn. That's all relative. Fear porn.
Fear porn.
But you're seeing what's going on now. You have the liberals on here, like AFED and Biscuit Vapes, that are changing now, and they're going with the president now, saying.
Well, I don't think AFED is, but the Biscuits definitely getting my data now and interpreting it.
Well,
clearly.
Yes, I took A-level biology, and I understand.
Yeah,
viruses evolve.
Yeah, I know you do, mate. I understand.
Are you going to get Biscuit Vapes, are you going to get a booster shot still after having this virus?
Well, not unless my doctor gives me one that's close by. I'm not traveling 10 miles for a bloody vaccine.
But you studied it. Wouldn't the science back up?
I'm not bothered about it. The vaccine itself is not the problem. It's the traveling.
What, they don't go to your house if you need it?
No, they don't. No.
We had about like a boatload of brown coats.
Because I've got legs and I don't have a wheelchair, they won't come to me.
You've got natural immunity, Biscuits, now.
I know.
You've got natural immunity, mate. So,
well, wait.
I mean, we know the jab immunity lasts 4 months tops.
I know.
So it's bollocks.
The data from the vaccinations are getting worse.
That's why we need to keep getting boosted more often.
That's what pisses me off.
Why not just get it?
Just get it.
Well,
You'll be safe.
Get it. It's not working, but get it all the same. Go on, get 5.
Then mix it up. You gotta mix it up too.
Biscuit's right.
No, when I said why not just get it, I meant why not just get it? The virus.
COVID?
Yeah. Oh, you meant
the Omicron. Just get over it. Omicron gives you herd immunity.
Like less than a week ago.
Yeah. Why would he take an injection?
To hell with China and anybody that's talking about
to do with China.
It
has nothing to do with China.
No, here's
Omicron has to do with China.
No, it doesn't.
It's China, man.
Why not just not get the vax and also try to avoid getting the virus? If you don't get it,
there you go. That's the right thing to do.
Because some of us
socially distance. Wear a mask to vulnerable populations and to medical offices.
I'm starting to think social distancing don't work either. Because guess what? I don't go near nobody. I'm still fucking on it.
Wash your hands.
Look at
all
Biscuit.
the time and see where it goes.
Shit that he's been talking about for 2 years.
Do you guys think this makes me look like
just threw that in a toilet and flushed
I
it,
want you
didn't
to
you,
know.
Biscuit?
Does
when you
this
stay in
look
your house for fucking 2 years and still fucking end up with it, what's the fucking point?
Well, your fucking daughter did that to
you. Exactly.
Okay. Does this look like aphid lip? Just asking.
I know your little one is just like mine, Biscuit. They're beautiful, they're cute, but you know as well as me, they're a bastion of germs, dude. So, you never know with the kid.
The blowjob stage.
Hey, what are you talking about? Blowjob.
So, Biscuit Vapes. So you're now questioning everything. Okay. Are you questioning things?
No, I'm just saying that now the situation is different. The virus
it's different now. Okay.
Yeah, well, it has changed, and you're right, Biscuit. It's changed. It's a different thing now. It's much milder.
Mild.
Oh, by the way, we haven't discussed this. Betty White died. How you guys feel about that? I know Aphed's very depressed about this.
Don't trigger people.
A wonderful woman. Yes.
Well, she was very old, so
yeah. Well, I never got to sample any of her baking, so I couldn't give it.
She's not. Oh my God, I can't even say her name.
She lived a good
Martha
life.
Stewart,
better than most of us.
It was hard to enjoy my New Year's festivities last night because of the grief that I felt because of Betty White's passing.
Condolences.
I understand. The grief swept the nation.
Your sarcasm is thicker than the fog around London.
I felt like such an asshole because on Discord I posted LOL. And this was after Steven posted something really fucked up. And I felt bad. I forgot to post the picture that I posted today. So that wasn't me laughing at all you guys.
So you're trying to cover your tracks is what you're trying to do?
Yeah. Exactly. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, well,
is Betty White a national treasure or something over there?
No, when you say post something and then say too soon as you post
history.
You know you're fucking up.
Well, am I wrong? Like, I only got 1 point for my celebrity death poll on her because she was 1 year from being 100.
Yeah, I mean, she's old.
Yeah.
Well, who do you have on your celebrity death poll?
You need to get like Bam Margera on there. You can really collect some points.
He's close to a heart attack too. I would put Steve-O before him though.
He's a good skater.
I don't know. He seems Steve-O seems like he's like on the right path these days.
He did get clean. So
Bam is a good skater, don't you think, Aphid?
Yeah, he was a good skater. Yeah, I really enjoyed his videos like before he got on MTV, like the CKY2K. I don't know if you guys have seen those. Topo might have because he's from that area. But
Westchester.
Is he the guy that tried feeding his dad to an alligator?
I think it was his mom, and I think it was in his house. But yeah, that dude, he was a good skater too.
He went into the bathroom when his dad was on the toilet and filmed him.
It was a controlled environment.
What?
But no, those videos, that was the closest representation of how I grew up with my friends, and it was like on TV. So it was like, this is awesome.
A lot of punching, a lot of sneaking up.
like the doing the if somebody falls asleep, like you do not want to be the person that falls asleep around my friends growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Walking up
I
here.
had the same
Yeah, good
experience. It was usually black marker pen on my face.
Black mark, yeah, definitely.
Oh,
I got
that's
some of
Did you do the
that.
Easier
thing
words.
with a beard trimmer or something? Walk up behind
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
and just
Yeah.
shave
I've
a
had
bald
that as
spot.
well.
Kicking you in the balls. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of that stuff was
I once
very
had
similar
somebody
to
had
my friends.
somebody had an air
Great
pistol,
friends.
like
Great friends. You're
like
right.
an air pistol.
Lifelong
And
friends.
I fell asleep at one of my friends' house, and one of their friends had an air pistol, and he put it in my ear and shot the air pistol in my ear.
That could blow
That's
your
just a fucking
eardrum out.
idiot.
Oh, a good
It
buddy
fucking
there.
hurt.
Yeah,
I was
about to
gonna
say, that's
kill the
fucked up.
cunt. I woke up in such a fucking rage. I ran around the house wanting to kill the cunt.
You never got the
Hell,
Indian goggles before?
What's that?
You know what teabagging is?
It's
I
related.
think I can imagine
You're
what you
so
what
up.
you, what
You're so
getting
far
at.
afield, top notch.
No, I'm not. That's what it's
You
called. I'm a millennial, so I know what we call it.
Yeah,
it's
you
a
wish you were a millennial.
I am a millennial,
it's a different-
85.
I'd like to see the birth certificate.
Look at Random Goon here. We regale you tales from his loving youth.
That's what I'm talking about.
That
Such a
could
good
be a
friend
true
to all
story.
those.
A cup of tea.
My friends,
God.
a few of my friends acquired the technique to suck air in their butt and fart it out.
What? Did
And
they
that
not?
was used in so many interesting situations.
Yeah, hey, girls that knew how to do that the other way. The worst thing I ever did, my buddy, we were down, I say down the shore because I'm from Philadelphia. We were in Jersey by the beach, and he fell into the water drunk. And when he started climbing up the ladder, three of my buddies and me just started taking a piss on him while he was climbing up the ladder.
Church on fire! Church on fire!
Must have been a really 4-star hotel there.
There's a wonderful
You know me.
novel called To Brooklyn with Love, and that novel, To Brooklyn with Love, has a hilarious scene that's now, I mean, decades later. I read it when I was in my 20s.
Well, what's the scene?
It's a gang of fairly good-hearted young boys.
A gangbang?
Oh, shut your hole. In Brooklyn, taking a complete, unified piss on a retarded person because
Have you ever tried playing?
they told the
uplifting.
challenged person to say "church on fire," and when he said "church on fire," they all whipped out their lingams and whizzed on him.
Their dicks?
Yeah, lingam is.
Has anyone ever tried
To a
playing
retarded guy?
Sleeping Man beer?
That's
Drinker?
not being like buddies and
Yeah, well,
drunk.
that's it's like a 1970s novel.
You
To
took this to a
Brooklyn with
dark
Love.
spot. Sorry for
Yeah.
took it
No, I
to a
didn't.
dark
Playing
spot.
Right.
beer
Started
drinker on a
talking about
sleeping buddy.
Weird, perved out, gang banging bullshit.
What?
It
You
had
never got
nothing
teabagged?
What the fuck are you talking about? You
Look
young
it up. I
dad?
can't say what it is here.
Teabag is
You
when you
think
put your
I'm
nuts
fucking-
on somebody's
Yeah, really.
chin or
You
forehead.
fucking think I'm
The
that
moderator
fucking
said it, not
dumb
me.
that I
Which
don't know
one
what a
was it?
fucking teabag is?
I don't know. You're old.
lad, and you're fucking an infant.
What? I'm not an infant.
Oh,
I'm
Yes, you are.
36
Look at
years
you.
old. I'm 30. I'm a man. I'm a man.
Right.
I think
you're
he
fucking
pushed-
I'm a man.
zygote,
You're the youngest on the
little
panel.
Zygote coming up to teenage years. You're still.
Well, let's whip them out. Let's see who has a bigger one. Let's
lad.
go.
Oh, you called me what you called me.
Topple always
dumb
trying to
man.
pull the dick out.
Yeah,
I know. I can't get
He's
it out
such
yet.
a
No one wants to
dickhead.
see it.
It's just a bunch of
Yeah,
dudes here,
man.
dude.
Yeah,
It doesn't
man.
matter.
Look,
Surprise.
You ever
I'm gonna have to go blow my
piled up
nose
someone
if I keep
sleeping with
listening to you.
empty beer cans and bottles?
bottles.
What?
Oh, my man.
Biscuit Vapes, you took this to a whole bad place.
I
How
know.
dare you.
No, he didn't.
I know.
He was a mediator. He was
It's a
a
harmless
heroic
practical joke.
mediator, man. He's right
Well.
there. Heroic mediator. That's what he did.
Have you ever heard of
Biscuit James.
have you ever heard of the term "suck my balls" being said on a sports field or a sports occasion?
No.
Magnussen, Formula One driver, once he's a fellow driver. So thanks for taking me out. He said, "Suck my balls" on live on Formula One. He went everywhere, and it was a great thing. When he said "suck my balls," he said it in such a way. It was so flat. It was just like "suck my balls." Weird. Put down.
The race car driver whose first name is Brandon is being sponsored by the organization, Let's Go Brandon.com. So they're actually,
they got a Bitcoin
major sponsor now.
How do you feel about that? Let's Go Brandon, the guy that called on Christmas Eve. How do you feel about that?
The guy that called on Christmas Eve, that's not what happened.
It was Christmas Eve with Biden.
The president. Yeah, that was low.
Oh, that was funny. The guy,
but if it was Trump, would it be different to you, though?
It would be the same. It would be the same. The Trump trollers have been just as entertaining as the
Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro said on the big awards, "Fuck Trump," and everyone no seals and claps.
Well, Robert De Niro's an asshole.
What was the original "Let's Go Brandon" all about?
Well, he won a race.
If he watches NASCAR, he'll tell you.
I do. I haven't watched NASCAR in years, but I did like NASCAR.
Base just knows what happened.
So basically, this chap Brandon something, he won a race, his first race, and I think it was NASCAR. And he turns around, and in the crowd, you could hear some Yankees, I suppose.
He's being interviewed.
Yeah, he's been interviewed. And you could hear the crowd shouting, "Fuck Joe Biden, fuck Joe Biden." And then all of a sudden, the reporter said, "Oh, they're shouting your name. Let's go, Brandon." And that's it.
And it's it. Just like, oh my God! Why did it turn into such a meme that everybody says it now?
Because I think the reporter from NBC
so stupid. That's why.
Denied it, and then sort of made up "Let's Go, Brandon," and that's why it's taken off. And the more they get frustrated by a sentence that's not a swear word, even though it means "fuck Joe Biden."
Whatever that driver's actual last name is, I don't know, but he is being sponsored by Let's Go Brandon.com.
It's a Bitcoin company
organization, and it's so funny. Irony is funny.
Well, if we're on
all his sponsors pulled out last dance. All his sponsors had pulled out because of the connotation, and it had nothing to do with him. So now it's a Bitcoin organization, and they've named it
oh my God!
Let's Go Brandon. Bitcoin. Yeah, and he's sponsored now.
I guess we're on Brandon now, so let's discuss what was the big social media hit was that Biden straight out said, "Listen, it's up to the states, not the federal anymore." How do you feel about that?
Look at you.
I look at you for this.
I don't know.
How
do you feel about
that? Random Goat's totally right. Essentially, because they were yelling "fuck Joe Biden" by Biden, but
fuck Joe Biden, yeah.
The producer or the interviewer or whatever said,
"Let's
go, Brandon." Yeah. That somebody caught on and just decided to combine the two together and make it essentially a thing that caught on like fucking wildfire on the internet. I mean, everyone knows what that means. It's amazing.
And then you got Sleepy Joe, saying that like Christmas Eve. That's just blown it into the hypersphere now. Yeah, what a fucking retard!
What did you think about the guy saying that on the NORAD call?
But he's not informed. What would be the problem?
What did you think about that? There was a NORAD phone call that went out to certain parents.
We're ahead of you there, Smokesteve.
Okay, my bad.
I'm sorry.
No, I was gone. I took a piss outside.
What happened? Oh man, there's nothing better than taking a piss in your own backyard. I'm seriously.
You guys have a toll
right now.
Yes,
but how do you feel that this guy on Christmas Eve took advantage of our President of the United States and said, "Go fuck yourself"?
That was brilliant.
Well, if brilliant, I would say if the president had his true wits about him,
Yeah.
he would have a sharp comeback, like
Yeah.
ready to fucking go to burn somebody who said that.
Or literally just say that's uncalled for. I don't appreciate that, and end the call. You know?
Personally, I think it's foolish for him not to be prepared for somebody to say
It was
that.
harmless, yeah.
Oh,
Really?
Obama
Okay.
would have had a quip to say.
What would
I don't know.
Obama say?
I don't know. I'm not Obama.
He said, let me review my law textbooks.
He could have had a speech prepared about
Constitutional, lecture.
He wouldn't have repeated
about a
it like
major,
Sleepy, though, would he? He wouldn't have repeated
No, would
it
he
like
thought?
Sleepy.
I'm not an
Obama's
Obama,
way too cool for that shit.
I think people wouldn't say
supporter,
that
but
because they had more respect for Obama than they had for Biden.
he
Well,
had
Yeah, but-
the legal expertise.
Well, we're not saying whether he had more respect or whether people had more respect for him. You're just putting him in the same position. He has got his full 2020 about him. He could say something and pull out of no problem. I mean, even a slow president could actually just say it was out of order. This is supposed to be about the kids, and put the phone down. But no, the cunt repeated it. He's fucking he's clueless.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's read things off of speeches that say like end quote now and stop talking and wait for applause, like random shit, like
Yeah.
in parentheses that are in brackets that are set for him to read to himself, and
he's too
reads
old.
right into it, man.
And then he says,
Well, didn't Trump tell you?
Now I've got to ask for a question from ABC. ABC? He looks out. There's like fucking 200 different reporters, and ABC's got the question. It's like, wow, this is just a setup.
Well, didn't Trump tell you to inject bleach though?
No, that's been debunked about 3 weeks ago on this channel.
Debunked. He said
it is. It is. Steve got the transcript up.
I don't trust Steve. I need to.
This is the problem with you, Tipple. You believe anything you hear half the time.
Tipple.
Oh yeah, Tipple.
Rhymes with nipple.
Actually said inject in his actual words were disinfectant.
Well, that's bleach.
Well, I mean, I brought this up today.
I've
just like
a horse tranquilizer.
pills.
I've it's a horse tranquilizer.
No, it's not. It's a horse.
Dewormer.
Dewormer,
sorry.
asshole. Come
Wait,
on.
didn't Trump say that white supremacists were good people?
No.
I'm pretty sure he
he
did.
said
No,
there's
he
good
didn't.
people on both sides.
That's what he said.
Right. What is it with these leftists? They just don't even get it right.
I am a leftist.
Trump said more fucked up shit in his time in 1 month than Biden said in 1 year.
Right. Trump makes it.
Let me just get this clear. I want to say, I thought that was a great moment for him to denounce white supremacy.
Yeah, oh yeah. He was very strong. I think he was referred to as very strong.
He did not. He chose not to. Okay.
Wait, what? With what?
This is the Charlottesville.
I'll get serious.
Charlottesville with Amber Geiger, who got killed tragically, run over basically.
Right.
No, wait, was that her name? Maybe I'm getting that wrong. But my point is that the whole thing was a shit show, man.
Well, you mean
and him not denouncing the white supremacist side.
What was the white supremacist side?
They were carrying banners and they were chanting some things that I'm not going to repeat here because
the FBI.
There have been numbers of public
FBI
that have completely, reverse that observation. And if you look for them, you can find them.
Well, what about the guys who are walking around saying that blank will not replace us?
There was a problem with some of the initial.
Well, they're factually wrong about that. You're already being replaced. You're already being replaced. So they're factually wrong about that.
Oh my goodness!
I don't think he knows the quote, so I'm not going to hold him against him.
No, he does probably because he knows old Lucky Larry Silverstein. So that's who we're talking about in that quote.
Okay.
Well,
right? Based.
What's that? I don't know what quote you're on about.
When they said blank, what we will not be replaced by blank or
My people.
Yeah.
there you go.
Well, you are going to be replaced. You know that, don't you?
Well, no,
Well,
that's not the question,
yeah,
but
when you're looking at
I said that back.
geoanthropology, yes, it's going to be
we
a
will
total
all die.
right over and over about 1,000 generations. This human race isn't going to look anything like the human race that it looks like right now.
So let's get
Just
into a new,
saying.
let's travel on to a new
We are
subject.
speaking of the 14.
let's go, Smokesteve.
So I mean, like, really, the subject du jour for the next 3 to 5 years is going to be global warming.
Global warming.
This
Who
is
says
it.
that? Who says that though?
This is it.
Fear porn.
I'm making the call, dude.
Smokesteve
This is it.
There's
This
other
is the
false flags that can happen before then, though.
You shut
false
your
flags. Look at you.
shut your hole there, top notch.
He's
Please.
adapting
There's going to be a mass
quite the
shooting that
lexicon.
happens very
Hey,
shortly.
shut
Alex Jones,
Shut up.
is that his
Shut
name?
up.
Told me.
Shut it.
Topple, you must have been snorting troll pills all
Topple has been
prior
snorting
to the.
Oh,
to
no,
the,
no,
all
no,
the
no,
day
no, no, no.
today.
But you think
the
it's going to be
pub.
climate? Well, no. I'm being serious
no.
now. Do you
Look,
think that would help that the Democrats right now in the next year's election talking about climate control?
Okay, Mr. Karen.
Now, what do you mean specifically?
Like,
you think
some people are thinking that, like, what Joe Biden, what he said last, and then the news all of a sudden changing just a little bit about COVID, about like, oh, the mask might not be that important. You think they're trying to make themselves look better for the November election?
By using climate change as like a
Yes.
What, the left? Are you saying the left? Top notch?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
Democrats.
the
I don't
left.
care.
Yeah, they'll do anything that they can.
Okay, but I'm asking Smokesteve
Yeah.
though.
Well, I'm speaking.
What his because he's
yes.
he's independent. He's in between. He doesn't look at things red or blue.
I'm actually registered independent.
Well, I guess
I
what
don't
I
care.
would my response
I
to
don't
that
care
question.
either. Fuck off.
My response to that
you.
question would be:
Okay.
do you guys believe that humankind burning fossil fuels and whatever else that we do that contributes to it is the predominant factor for climate change?
No.
I'm a selfish person. I don't
Natural
care.
cycles. Natural cycles.
No.
That's what you think, based.
Yeah, I
Some
don't think
cycles
I don't think it's predominant. You said the word predominant, and I don't believe it's predominant. I think it's natural cycles. I mean, I remember 150 years ago. There's 200 years ago. There's pictures of the Thames being frozen over on markets all the way through the Thames all winter because it didn't defrost for like 3-4 months in the winter.
Yeah,
We had a
as
we
we
had a
know,
mini
150 years ago in a geological age, might as well be a day. It's nothing.
Yeah, so this is why climate change could be, and it is, a natural thing.
Aphid lip?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Well, I think that I can't tell you that we're the ones that are making strong storms happen in different areas.
I do wonder.
I mean, yeah, I do think that we are rapidly killing this planet, though, and
yes,
the more in the industrial age, if you looked at it from afar, if you were looking at the Earth under a microscope, you would see that we're pretty much like any other kind of deteriorating of, if you set an apple and you time lapse it and see how the mold and stuff takes over the apple. In the past 100 years or so with the industrial age, we've definitely increased that process happening, and I think that
it's like having
in one way or another we're destroying this planet.
A human's effect on the apple is they take a bite, and that bite makes it deteriorate faster.
Yeah. In the past 100 years, for sure, it's sped up
very, very quickly. Hairway to Steven, are you talking about us guys who are here now on camera? Because I would like to know that specifically.
Oh, you can't take me seriously ever, so I don't blame him.
I mean, because honestly, Hairway to Steven, when you ask the question, Why aren't these guys letting me on? It's not these guys. It's this guy.
Oh,
Okay, dude.
Okay.
Just
All
to
right,
let,
Aphid, did
just
you
to
finish your
let you
answer?
know, Hairway, it's this guy. Okay, dude. You understand?
Aphid, did you finish your answer yet?
I think so. I mean, like I don't understand the whole, people, whatever it's called, if it's called, global warming or, what are they calling it now? I don't think they're calling. Are they
Change.
used to
Climate change.
what climate change? Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that we're depleting every resource that is available, which is what any species that succeeds is going to do. And we can't be looked at any differently. I mean, you go out at night and you see a billion stars out there. There's other planets that have other organisms doing the same thing to that planet. And I think that we're foolish to think that we're no different. We're the species that's the dominant strain on this planet, and we are destroying this planet in a rapid fashion. And that, I don't see much if I don't see, like, if we stop taking fossil fuels, I don't see that as a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? If sun power, creates more waste than fossil fuels, then we should try to figure something else out, but yeah, we definitely are having a bad influence on this planet. You could not be foolish. You'd be foolish if you didn't think that.
Yeah, but a volcano gives off more CO2 than like the planet does in like one day when it spurts its shit out. That's just that.
Should we be correct in what we're doing, though, is the question.
I'm not sure why that's relevant to what I just said.
But like I said, like Tesla cars, the batteries are mined from Canada, then it goes to fucking Japan or something, and then because the batteries are made in Japan, then it comes back to America. And yeah, if you drove your car for 20 years, you would be better off technically. And then you've got to replace those batteries. Don't forget. And a lot of people with Tesla, it's £22,000 to replace them. So it becomes like a financial non-starter for a lot of people after 5 years. So every 7 years, you've got to replace those batteries.
The batteries are made.
I saw that.
A lot of the batteries are made in Nevada, in the Gigafactory. For Tesla,
not what I'm hearing, but they might have changed it recently. But my point is, I think Steve just mentioned.
I can't remember the exact, but it's millions a year they're making.
But
I doubt if every single person on this planet bought a Tesla tomorrow,
you can afford
I don't know if it's going to make that big of a difference on the overall impact that we've made on this planet.
What powers that Tesla?
Lithium batteries.
No.
That's what holds the charge. What charges those batteries?
Electricity. Plugged into the.
Well, to Topple's point, or whatever, Top Notch. Sorry,
what the fuck? Don't call me Topple. I don't want people knowing who I am.
You don't want people knowing your fake name? Dude, there's a bridge. There's a drawbridge or some stupid shit near here where they sail this giant fucking ship in every 2 weeks. It's full of diesel fuel to fill the coffers of the diesel generator, which powers like 3 towns.
Yeah.
I mean, this ship is massive. So, I mean, if you're stopping the burning of fossil fuels in the cars, that does get transferred over to a lot of towns. If it's not nuclear, then it's a fossil fuel. That's the thing. Like, these generators have to burn a lot of gas to get you the power to charge your car. So the only thing that is not a pollutant, unless there's a drastic radical event, is nuclear power. Now, when that happens,
that's not oh, okay, never mind. Sorry, go.
When that happens, that is a radical event that could cause death of possibly thousands of people and species and extinction.
Maybe that's worth the risk, though.
I'm all about risk.
Less people destroying this planet. I don't want to be on the wrong side of it, but I mean, maybe that's still the answer.
I mean, the amount of return you get for nuclear power as compared to a diesel what do
Have
they
you
call it? A
seen what's
dynamo?
happened to
It's
what's it
unbelievable.
called now? What's that power plant in Russia that blew up?
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl. Have you
It was in
seen
Ukraine,
Chernobyl?
not Russia.
Have you
Yeah,
seen the
it's
areas
Ukraine.
the area around Chernobyl now?
You
Oh,
can go
Doing
in
all
there
right, isn't it?
still.
Doing all right.
But
It's
what
all right.
I'm
Full
saying
suit.
is the area around Chernobyl is now a paradise for animals
Yeah.
and trees.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Yeah.
here's
the
another
Earth took
interesting.
it back.
Here's another interesting fact about that whole thing. They took all those people out of there, and there were some old people that just did not want to move, and
Yeah.
they were set in their ways and everything, and the people that did move, they got uplifted, they left all their belongings, they went to a new area, and they weren't comfortable in the mind with where they were at. And their death rate is unbelievably different from the ones that stayed behind and stayed with their comfortable environment. So it's not just like the physical surroundings that affect your well-being. It's the mind and how you feel and how comfortable you are.
I've got to feed the cats. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, in the UK, they're the biggest climate change event in the world was that G7 climate change in Glasgow about 4 months ago, and they go, "Oh, we're all going to." They've got like 150 Teslas all there, and all different electric vehicles all there. Guess where they were being charged? They were being charged off generators. There was photos of them being charged off fucking diesel generators.
That's
Well,
what
the thing is,
reality
that's not
is.
Tesla's fault, is it? Tesla
No,
provides a
no.
power wall
I'm just
and a
pointing out
solar
that the
and a
globalists are going to
solar.
sell you something. They're going to sell you something. They're
Yeah,
going to give you all the bullshit spiel and the narrative. And in
Yeah.
reality, there's a load of fucking generators they've hired from fucking Handy Hire, right? And it's just like the worst way of doing it as well, doing it
It
off
is.
generators.
But you can buy what's known as a power wall to put in your garage and
Yeah, but
solar
they didn't
panels
even
on
do
your roof,
that.
and that will
This is
charge
it.
your car overnight.
They were selling us a pup. Once again, talking a story, load of full of shit. They all flew in on big jumbo jets and private jets, and then they all got fucking taken from A to B with cars that were powered up by generators. Bollocks.
Yeah.
I hear this argument a lot, and what the only thing I got to say about it is if somebody flies a jet and is totally hypocritical on the point that they're trying to make, but they spread some information that might help, increase, you got to look at what outweighs something else. You know what I'm saying?
So I've heard that argument too. And Emma Thompson's the classic example, the actress from the UK. She flew to London for a climate change thing in last summer on a private fucking jet, and she justifies that, and she spoke out, and she was yeah. Now, well, shut up, you stupid cow. Fuck off. You turn up on a private jet, bitch. No fucking time for him at all.
But I mean, are you against like her message? Like, do you think that we should just?
I'm against a hypocritical bullshit message.
Well, I know
I'm
that's not my
Lewis
question.
Hamilton and his fucking two jets.
That's not my question.
Shit
Though.
to us normies. Like I'm
her
against
message.
Harry and Meghan talking shit with their private jets and their private islands, talking shit to the normies and plebs. Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah,
I understand that you're upset with how she is hypocritically.
Yeah, we caught that whore, Aphid Lip. We smashed her.
but like the message. Like, do you think in your heart of hearts we should just just reuse up all the resources on this planet? Like, you disagree with?
Well, when Stephen Fry, who's someone who's I've respected for a long period of time, turns around and tells us that we shouldn't go on holidays when we work fucking 50 odd weeks a year, right? And he tells us not to go on holidays when that cunt's got fucking 5 houses in the UK.
I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more on that.
Like the one he lives in Toulouse, he's got like 12 chimneys, and he's telling us that we shouldn't fucking fly to go and fuck off. Go fuck yourself.
I agree with you, but that could be. I don't know who you're talking about. Is that somebody that is just using the excuse?
Fry, he's a comedian. He's quite famous comedian back in the day, and he's very educated. So yeah, I mean, he was well respected in the UK, but when they start talking shit like that, it's like, go fuck yourself. I expect it from Lewis Hamilton and Prince Harry because they're fucking assholes, but.
I find that with this topic and the COVID topic, just people aren't, they don't want to change their ways. So when somebody changes their ways, even if their ways are wrong or are harmful in some way, You know, people have a hard time and
I
lash
mean,
out in a negative way against
that's
it.
a very intelligent thing.
irrespective of climate change, when COVID first happened and everyone stopped driving, the air was cleaner. People was breathing easier.
Well, obviously.
Surely that's worth it to stop people using.
Well, are you
fuel in the
serious?
cars.
Well, I can't believe you would say something like that, right?
Are you,
I mean,
are
it's
you
all well
saying
and
I'm
good
wrong?
saying. It's
Are
all
you saying
no.
that I'm wrong
I'm saying
that
you're right
cars
that
are
there was less
polluting the air?
polluting. Well, I'm going to tell you about what were the causes from that then. Suicide, people's businesses.
No.
I lost my.
I'm not on about. I'm not on about the
Let's look at
lockdown
the big picture.
itself.
Let's talk about the big picture, right? I lost my business. Many people lost their jobs. Industries have been destroyed in Wales currently.
Yeah.
They've just shut down the nightclub industry again. We've got no nightclub industry. We've got no theatres.
You're taking
Same
my
in
words
Scotland.
and spinning it, but what I'm saying
Well,
is that when people stopped driving the fossil fuel cars, the air was cleaner. I'm not saying that people should go back to lockdown.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
The less fossil fuels we use, the cleaner the air is going to be, and the easier people are going to breathe.
Agreed.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying people should stop driving cars and lock down.
Okay, well, I agree with you on that, but you know, what you know,
I was
the
just
results.
saying that the air was much cleaner when people did stop driving cars for those times when we was locked down.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, you've seen all nature come back into the towns. You'd see goats come into the villages again, and you'd see everything. You know, foxes. You know, like in the daytime and stuff like that.
Surely, transferring into a cleaner energy for the towns and cities.
Yeah, but at what cost?
Just for that.
At what cost? Look,
I'm not saying do it right now. Do it over time so that people in the future
I could get you footage of Statue of Liberty from 1912. I think the photo's from, and it shows the Statue of Liberty.
Wow.
Right, and then there's a photo of Statue of Liberty from the same angle, from the same shots, from the same distance at today's date, and the water level's the same level. There's no difference.
Well,
I'm not.
How do you know the tides, dude?
Now, am I?
That's New York Harbor is a 6 foot tide. So,
it's not flooding. There's nothing going on.
Well, no. You gotta compare the tides, bro. Trust me.
Well, it's not flooding, is it?
No,
is
man.
New York flooding?
My whole life is
tides and spring
when
tides.
I fish in the
spring
summer,
tides and neap tides.
Okay.
I study tides.
We got Bezos buying islands. We got Bill Gates buying islands and living on the coast. We've got Obama buying on that vineyard island, is right on the coast. Yeah, and we're all gonna be drowned soon, are we? But everyone's buying fucking big islands and fucking property on the coasts. All the super rich people.
Don't forget.
Well, I tell you, Obama still got him in it.
Where Obama bought on Martha's Vineyard, man, that is beautiful, gorgeous.
Yeah, you had a nice party in there when you were all locked down, didn't you? As well. Do you see the photos with them all singing with no masks on?
I think they had they had flower cannabis at that they called Obama Kush. A lot of people don't know about
Bathhouse
that.
Berry, you mean? Yeah.
Well, they called Kung Flu from it, and there's photos of them on stage dancing with no masks on, which I always thought was quite amusing. With the height of your.
You okay there, sir?
Yeah, Kung Flu. When Trump
started to hurt.
Okay, I hear you.
When Trump first said Kung Flu, man, that set the audience into a fucking.
The only reason I'm here right now is I had about 6-7 days of not drinking.
Should we have been upset about that, though?
Imbibing to the extreme. Yeah.
Good job, George.
Yeah,
all right. Well, does anybody else want to touch on to the whole
touching on to?
Yeah, I'm drinking. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Touch what?
Anyone else want to touch on the whole climate control? Last Dance. I know he wants to talk about it though.
Huh?
How do you feel about Last Dance? How do you feel about it? Climate control.
Climate change.
Climate control or climate.
No, climate control.
He's a
Control.
vegan, so he's going to definitely be more liberal on this topic.
In
More
all
like public
cases,
health.
using less fossil fuel is better for everyone.
I think that I don't know because I haven't looked at the data myself, but people that do know claim that the Earth is warming due to something called the greenhouse gas effect, and I don't doubt them. Other people say that effect can be swamped by other things. So I suspect that we are seeing warming due to the greenhouse gas effect, and it will get worse unless we reduce the carbon dioxide output.
That
Now,
sounds like a libtard to me.
No, and I think the best way to do it is to have a massive replacement of power generation from fossil fuels to nuclear power.
Now, when you say we, you're just willy-nilly saying all humans everywhere that exist on all 6 billion people.
About 15, 20 years ago, I wanted so much for cold fusion not to be a myth, but it turned out
It's not a myth.
So, well, it's pretty much disproven at this point, Biscuit.
Oh, is it? Do you know that big fiery ball in the sky?
I want it not to be.
Do you know that big fiery ball in the sky?
That's not cold fusion. That's hot fusion.
Yeah,
that's cold fusion.
Last Dance. What do you think about clean coal? I think it's what it's called these days. Clean coal. What do you think about that?
I think you should leave it in the ground.
Yeah,
it's never cleaner when it's in the ground.
That was one of W's, main things was good clean coal.
Aphid lip, that's a trademark phrase. I think you owe somebody some money.
I don't know if I mentioned this on this stream before, but the UK is currently getting a part of their electric supply from the French, and
that's true.
And they are going all nuclear.
Yeah, and Germany, because they haven't gone nuclear, pull a very high percentage from France. So France are currently supplying pretty much half of Western Europe and England and Britain. Sorry,
on nuclear.
Yeah, on their nuclear, because they've gone full it on nuclear, and they've done this there's a new nuclear system now that's supposed to be super, super safe.
It's a very simple concept. You have radioactive material, plutonium, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You dunk that in water, and that creates really high pressure steam, which then spins a turbine, which then creates electricity.
That's not strictly how it works. They use they bombard it with ionic particles,
well,
which
of
then
course,
releases,
not strictly.
which then releases the fission particles,
which boil the water faster.
Which then boils the water. Yeah, you don't just put nuclear fuel in water, then it boils it.
No.
Exactly what you do.
But the process is essentially boiling water, creating incredibly high pressure and spinning.
And what has to be maintained is a consistent grid of energy and complete security against terrorist activity. You give those two given.
Fission reactors are so much safer today than they were before.
Yeah, you've got this wonderful, confluence of both, modernization and securitization against terrorism and other, criminal activities. And yet, you can't guarantee that right now, and therefore not more, fission or fusion reactors are going online, which should be. I think that's what you're saying, Smokesteve, is that they're reliable. They really are.
Fission is the breaking apart of atoms. Fusion is putting the atoms together.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And the UK has one of the biggest solar farms in Europe, surrounding our isles and on land. Yet
you mean wind farms?
we still haven't got enough energy to supply ourselves.
You mean wind farms based?
Wind farms, yeah. Sorry.
I know the United States has had...
So if Greta and all their fucking crusties don't embrace new nuclear, then you're wasting your fucking time. You're really wasting your time because, like I said, you can see what France is doing at the moment. They're doing very well out of nuclear.
Numbers of lawsuits.
I mean, how many power plants would it take to get Britain fully powered?
From going online.
Less than wind farms.
It'd take 2 or 3, wouldn't it, to power the entire country?
Yeah, about 2 or 3. About that. Like I said, I thought there was a deal in that we were literally basically selling. So they were gonna replace our old, and they were gonna like basically own it, which was like another shit show. But I think that's on the shelf now.
Your old what? Nuclear plants?
Yeah, they were going to like decommission them and then open up a new plant, and they were going to take our profits. Basically, the French were I think that's been, like I said, pushed to the side, and they're just living in fucking cuckoo land, thinking that the wind farm can do it, and all the sun we get in the UK, fucking idiots. The only thing we can guarantee is our fucking tides. That's the only thing we can guarantee. And technology's not there for tidal at the moment.
That's predictable.
The technology is there; it's just expensive.
Yeah, but they say because they were going to do it in the Severn, close to me.
They've got those snake things, haven't they? That
they're just not
generate electricity.
They're saying they're just not efficient enough. They're not producing enough. They need to get better at it, basically.
So, Smokesteve,
Yes.
You think the Democratic Party are going to start pushing climate control now, though, right? Because COVID's over?
Human control.
Is it over?
No, it's not over, but I'm just saying because what comes up in November?
Go look in the hospital. It's over, right?
Yeah.
It's Omicron. Omicron.
What's the most important issue to you guys right now that you want your government handling? Should I say? Is it really climate control?
Laid. I want my government to get me laid.
Smokesteve, what would you want right now? What's your strong points right now? Like if what you're more focused on now? Did people forget about healthcare? I'm just wondering.
Education.
I was just gonna say I want our hospitals here to get ahead of all the operations so I can have my fucking gastric bypass.
Oh, that's just bias.
Yeah,
you're just selfish.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, we all want.
But it's only going to get worse, mate. It's only going to get worse, mate, because they could have opened up the Nightingale hospitals, especially for Kung Flu.
I've been promised that my operation is going to be this summer.
Yeah, but they're just lying to you again, honestly.
But my whole question is are you really more focused on climate control over other issues going on in the world right now? The economy, okay.
Yeah. 100% the economy. Look, what's going to happen? They're going to move the fear porn to climate change, and then they've already told us in the UK, prepare to pay double for your household bills for electric bills in 2022, 2023. Well, they're just telling us, like they would with the lockdowns and all this shit. They're dripping it in.
I'm already paying since last month. Yeah. I'm paying 50% extra every month.
There we go. It's human control. It's not climate control. It's human control.
Well, could it be COVID's reasons?
The reason mine went up is because I was on a fixed rate until last month.
No, but all of our bills have gone up, mate.
I know.
Did you get an increase in your benefits, Biscuit Vapes?
No, not at the present.
Okay.
Did AFED freeze, or is he really? Oh no, he didn't. Sorry.
But, no, you want me?
I get more than most because of my disabilities.
Thanks for focusing in on me, Topple. I appreciate
I always stare at you when we're on the stream. I look at you the whole time.
The normies are going to wake up.
No offense, Smokesteve.
Omicron's not.
I'm here. I mean,
I asked you a question you didn't answer.
Well,
I'm awake.
I'm
I'm
just
here.
trying to monitor the conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the asshole now.
Yeah, you are.
Smokesteve might be 10 or 15 minutes away from nodding out. I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay, Smokesteve.
Cheers to you, sir.
What's the most important subject right now that you want politicians focusing on? To you, your wife's not in the chat, so you really talk now.
I would honestly say, just
you don't know, do you?
No, I do. I don't want to really put it out there, but I think special needs education for children who have learning disabilities.
My daughter is autistic, so I could agree with you on that one. How about you, Cypher? This?
I'll go along with that.
Well, no. You can't just tag along.
I can't tag along. I agree with it.
You agree with it, but is there something more important to you right now?
Yeah, I need to get laid.
Well, I can't help you with that.
I think the government should help you too.
The government should help me.
ACLU high right now, isn't he?
How about you, AFED? What's the number one subject you really focus
I'm thinking it's probably, and I could be wrong, and I don't know 100%.
No, it's you. What you
but
want.
I understand. I understand the question, but I think that it's probably going to be the climate situation, and if it's not man-made, it's going to be that we need to, maybe it is the world just reacting the way the world would react if we weren't even here.
So
but we're still going to have to address,
that's the
ice melting.
Thing?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
I would strongly think not even close. Not even close.
How about you, Biscuit Babes?
Me?
Yeah.
I just told you the NHS needs to book its ideas.
Because your biased opinion. That's fine.
Correct.
Last dance.
You did. Hey, the question.
I would like the government to get smaller.
Topple, what was the question? What's the most important to you?
What's the most important thing to you?
To you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm an asshole.
So I'm being biased because it's for me.
Good for you. And Cypher this wants to get laid, so I understand that. So
once again, what?
What? You want to get laid?
What?
Laid.
Yeah.
Was that term used in the 1940s?
Yes, that's correct.
How about you, Last Dance?
I would like to see the government do less, get smaller, spend less money.
Well, how do they run on that platform? By saying, "Oh, we won't do this and this."
That's why it never gets smaller. It just gets bigger.
Keep it
yeah, but they can't run on a platform on that.
Well, I would vote for it. I can't. Maybe nobody else would.
So you're saying less mandates? They're obviously going to always say less taxes, but that's not true.
Less government, less defense spending, less spending on just about everything all across the line.
Government oversee.
I'm going to disagree with that because they need more for NASA budget.
For the what?
That NASA.
You like space, huh?
NASA.
How about
we got to get to Mars 2030, my friend.
I'm afraid to ask Space Welshman, what do you want your government doing? What help do you look for?
So the UK has been pushing the jib jab on Omicron like it's like steroids, which is like the worst thing immediately. But they should concentrate on the economy. They should really help out small businesses. Really like emphasize it, giving grants, get back on the road, become independent again.
Random goons are right about you.
The schools, sort the schools out, and restructure the NHS. They've got to stop, like what they've done in the last month. They've stopped. The NHS has stopped all hospitalizations, all appointments have been delayed, and the reason why they got delayed was because of Omicron push for the jib jab.
Like
why the fuck did they do that? They should have just done the Nightingale hospitals, kept all the COVID patients in the Nightingale hospitals, and kept all the hospitals in the UK to try and perform as normal as they can, and put all the really mild the real mild patients in these Nightingale hospitals, specially set up. They weren't even used last year, but use them this year for the volume and keep the NHS operating.
The only problem with that base, Welshman, is that they don't have the nursing staff to cover about all these.
No, what they're
extra
doing,
places.
yes, they do, because what you're
Do
doing
they?
is you're separating the two. You're separating the two out.
Yeah, but
Right.
that's just adding buildings, not staff.
No. What you've got currently, you've got Omicron walking around all the hospitals. So
Yeah.
all you're doing is, because the transmission's like so fast. The NHS ping on the apps, it's so slow now because it's so fast. The virus is pointless. So what I'm saying is, you've got Omicron walking around the fucking hospital when it shouldn't need, when it doesn't need to be.
And it's
right?
taking out
When
staff
you
and making
could take
staff
them
less
to a different location, a big, huge location, where those tents, those huge gazebos they were bought, are all there set up. You keep them away from the general operation, and you try and operate, as normal.
Well, can I go? Do I get a chance?
Go, roll.
I'm surprised my American friends that live here forgot the whole focus point of Trump and Hillary Clinton's about the healthcare plan. You guys totally forget about that one too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't forget about
What?
anything.
You guys must have great insurance and pay less. That's my main focus for
What was
federal. For federal, that's not the next election, but
What was it?
health insurance. How
Specifically.
ridiculous it is.
Elton?
Yeah, there's no doubt that Obama completely screwed the.
No. Obama did not screw that up.
Yes, he did.
No, he did
Really
not.
good.
Everything starts
He's
from
being
somewhere.
ironic.
Yeah, it
But
starts from
What did
somewhere,
Trump
but
do? What did Trump do in his 4 years with it?
being
it
ironic.
starts with he didn't do anything
Try
with
to
it.
deal with it.
Exactly.
Try to deal with it.
It
What did
starts
Biden
with
do?
somewhere,
You
but
guys are troll-
he was the
Nathan Lip and
main.
top-notch
He was
are
the
trolling
main.
each
He was
other.
the main part that screwed the whole healthcare
But
system
every
up.
bill that comes in takes years
Obamacare?
and years.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about Obamacare. I'm just talking about healthcare in general.
I'm talking to
But Obamacare kind of
Aphid.
If you're talking about healthcare, you're talking about Obamacare, aren't you?
well,
Obamacare is what
UK,
screwed up our healthcare system. And maybe down the line, maybe it will help out. I don't know.
I'm
But
surprised
you guys
it's
don't
it's
really
taken
you
way
don't
too
really
long
have a
so
You
far.
don't think
system.
you don't think Obamacare helped at all yet?
I mean, maybe it helps some people, but I think for the majority of people, it raised their rates. And maybe that is because we have to be selfless and help out the people that can't pay for their.
Somewhere between
their
1 and 2
things.
months ago, I told you guys that after talking about the poor folk who can't pay their premiums, I sold my insurance agency in 2013 for about $400,000. The year after that, I showed almost no earnings, and next thing you know, my insurance health insurance premiums were well over 20,000 for me and my wife.
Wow.
Then, after I lost my pride and went and looked at the Obamacare website, next thing you know, my 20,000 plus $1,000 in healthcare insurance premium went down to under $3,000. So I've always liked the idea of socializing certain aspects of medicine and the insuring of medicine. But when you start putting people's names to it is what's the problem. It's easily possible that Clinton could have beat Obama in 2008, and if she had done so, it would have been Clinton care, not Obamacare. And then
Could have been.
Yeah.
They had the power, and that's why it went through. And that's why I don't even think it was so much Obama. I think
we call
he
out
got
the
pushed
National
to
Health
push it
Service.
through.
Why couldn't we call it the State Health Service?
See, this is what I enjoyed. We just got perspective from everybody what they're looking for. And only Cypher this copped out and agreed with Smokesteve.
Oh, fuck off, Tom.
What?
Man,
that can't be your number one thing, right?
Topple and Cypher are not getting along tonight. I've noticed this is like the fourth time that
I love
Cypher.
He's a tradesman. I'm a ex-tradesman.
But Cypher this, honestly, you think what Smokesteve said, that's what you're really looking for? Do you have a child that's...
Oh, I don't know what you're even referring to.
No. I was really referring to.
I don't.
That's more federal, actually. The next election doesn't. But I mean, Like, is climate control number one on your list? Like AFED?
No.
AFID.
You've taken it all the way from socialism of healthcare, insurance premiums back to something totally different. And so I'm not, going to engage any further with you, sir.
Okay, Cypher, you mentioned socializing healthcare. This is a question that's quite interesting. What about socializing like big pharma? So you don't get Pfizer and GlaxoSmithKline and all that. You do it as like
to you, maybe, but not to me. I only am an insurance man, and I don't know all about these other things.
Well, but basically, a bit like supposedly like the NHS. So you're under one body rather than private organisations plan to make money at the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm against that. Okay.
All right. Well,
what about having it so that medicine companies don't have a monopoly on a single medicine?
Well, that's basically what I'm suggesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
The greater good.
What's up, Smokesteve? You look like you want to say something.
I'm wondering how we're doing here. Should we bring this fella?
End it, dude. End it, because I need to go finish my chicken wings.
If you got ended,
I need to go rest my buttocks because this chair is killing me.
Well, I think it'll.
And Last Dance is about to pass. I was getting ready to type out who's going to pass out first, Last Dance or Smokesteve.
I mean, I have a lot going on here. I got a lot going on here.
If you got a lot going on, you end it. You got family first. We're not.
Well, how about this? I'm leaving, so you guys can end it when you want to.
Because AFID's such a dick. That's why.
Not AFID.
I would like to say that I would.